Hello? Okay, we should be live. It should be back. Everything should be working as planned. We're back, everyone. We fixed it. We
We're
good?
back.
We bowl?
It's all good. Non-crackly microphone, working fine now. Wonderful, happy days. Brilliant. W, Mike. Thank you, guys.
That's what we want. Okay, Pog.
Yeah, you've only missed the laning phase. It's fine, guys. We're in mid-game. That's where it counts,
Yeah.
right?
You saw this 3 times back to back yesterday. You didn't need to see it today.
Yeah, we skipped the boring part. It's fine. But yeah, we're back in business. I've been watching the game in the meantime. Really, all that we missed so far is some early kills coming through from Yamato, and honestly, the Infernus getting dumpstered by a Kelvin and a Viscus. It's actually an interesting thing because we're already playing Kelvin's Burning Dome of Fire. So I think he's building Return Fire into Alchemical Fire early. So Zander's doing some fun stuff. And already a 12-minute 30 mid-boss Jacky.
Ooh, they're going for his genes, mate. Stealing mid-boss's genes immediately. Shouldn't be seeing any steals here today. You've got a bit of posturing off the back with the Geist and the Paradox, but instantly drop the Dome, get the confirm on the Rejuve, and it's all good and proper. So no shenanigans there.
Yeah, I mean, with the Kelvin in play as well, Ice Dome for taking mid-boss early, you get one pick. If they can go for that, yeah, it's just super easy. If you drop the Dome on top of it, there's no way to steal. Within 9 seconds on the drop from the Rejuvenator, you drop that around about 3 seconds in. They just cannot get in, and they were in no position to stop it. I mean, I don't really know anyone who would sort of expect the 12-minute 30 mid-boss, but if you've got Abrams, Viscus, and Kelvin, all with kind of high melee damage, you'd be surprised the amount of burst you can get with Abrams punch into Viscus punch and Kelvin punch at the same time, which is what we saw from them there. Because usually you'd need a haze or a wraith to pull something off. No, the punch actually is brutal.
Big dog pile back over towards the York lane as well, putting pressure on not only the walker. Quick change of pace on the flick back around. You get 7 supporting the lash to get the shutdown back onto the Kelvin, and you at least clean house. The Grey Talon's got a bail from that. It's an uncomfortable position to be in. Yamato in the getaway looks for the zip line all the way up towards the top of the roof, trying to reposition. Not that easy for you. Rejuve, of course, in play, though, so you won't be out for too long, even with the slight staggering on the respawns there.
Yeah, I mean, they went for mid-boss, but I do like what Team Jamsai went for there, which is actually kind of a big play in terms of just objectives control. Ooh, locked him in. The Alchemical Fire as well. This is kind of what I thought was going to happen. The Burning Ice Dome, kind of an insane play. To be honest, I like that Kelvin, we've got Zander here actually playing out some of the more memey builds. But to be honest, Kelvin's Burning Dome of Fire actually is a very strong build. And in terms of buffing up the rest of his team with the 50% extra conditional damage, weapon damage from Alchemical Fire, it's sort of big. It's sort of big. So I actually really enjoy this sort of just close range gameplay composition, because you even have Dome into Hazel, Dome into just locking you in there with the Yamato. This is an awesome comp coming through from Team Recruit.
Yeah, this is nice, dude. It's going to actually be good as well today, where we'll get a full taste of late game finishes with these two comps as well. Obviously, yesterday, right, didn't really get the full flavor of some of the games we were seeing. We get a lot of stopping and starting. Saw the same game 3 times over, basically, for the early phase. Here we get a true taste of it. I like the tech there as well for the getaway on the Viscus. The little jelly maneuver. You get the puddle punch off the back of the backboard, so you ricochet yourself further away for the movement speed. Doesn't work out perfectly. Yamato on the response back as well. They're scrapping, Blank. Oh, we're getting a brawl on the streets.
They need to as well, bro, because for Team Recruit, they kind of have this early game pop-off composition versus sort of this late game monstrous comp that's coming through from Team Jam side. So right now what you're seeing is Team Recruit just consistently trying to take more advantage inside the lanes. Another nice little shot here into Withering Whip. Does drop the old bullet resist on the character, and on top of the fact that I don't think we quite got the minus 12% bullet resist coming through from Sleep Dagger just yet, but still, she is doing a ton of damage at this stage of the game.
You get the jungle POV as well. 7 doing what he does best. Drop the big balls down. Zap them up. Call that one a shocker. So make the most of the opportune time to farm here. Infernus back up in lane as well in 5 seconds. Lash getting the contact back down the push up here towards Orchard lane. Kelvin really going in deep as well. Using the ice path makes it a bit more uncomfortable. You get the DPS out from the side. A chemical fire over the top as well, keeping them further back.
That's 7 down again. So honestly, the lead is lengthening right now. And with the urn just being held by Haze, like they're forcing a ton of players off over towards the left-hand side of the map, in which case they're going to quickly aggress over towards blue lane, grab the walk from it. So a really nice bit of macro there from the Haze to divert attention. Again, Team Recrent looked like they were in a bad spot, but they're looking to close out the game quickly. 17 minutes currently.
It was around this point yesterday, Blank, everything went slightly wrong. So let's lock in. Let's hope for the best. We'll get ahead of it by calling it out and hope it doesn't happen. But this is not what you want to be going through. Ooh, Orchard splattered with red there. Double pick up on that one. Nearly the full 30-second reset on both Geist and Lash. So putting you down into a bit of a predicament here. Soul lead starting to build further ahead as well now. So Recurrent looking good today, coming out swinging in the first of our BO freeze, Blank.
Yeah, honestly, I really like the comp they went for. It's a full flip-flop, honestly, from what we saw yesterday with Team Jamside going for the more early game comp. This time they've chosen something a bit more late game compared to Recurrent's early game composition. But they're just taking walkers left, right, and center. And the big one is the orange lane. They still not lost their Guardian yet, has Team Recurrent. So you can see at the bottom left of the screen, right now Team Jamside is just starved for flex slots, right? They cannot buy that 13th item just yet, so they are struggling because they've bought everything they can. Right now Infernus is stuck with 3k, 7 stuck with 3k. He's had it a bit of a better time because he's been able to pick up Surge of Power so far. But yeah, this is not where you want to be right now. At least you can save up the 6300, pick up Boundless Spirit and get a little bit stronger off the back of that. But yeah, this is a stressful time. All the while, what they're doing is just allowing the Haze to farm up Jacky.
You know what you never want, Blank, going up against you, mate? It's a farmed Haze. It's where it gets damn scary. You give her the big guns, let her unload, the assassin potential. She can roam a lot more as well. Going to keep that pressure on and make it incredibly uncomfortable late game. So the bigger that number gets, the more souls being put in a soul-based backpack. It's made of leather, Blank, so they can't get out.
Look at this though, Jacky. They're sending this full 6-man here over towards the Orange Guardian. They want that flex slot as badly as possible. They're already taking down the Kelvin, so that dome's not going to be in play. Neither is the Alchemical Fire, but the Yamato does so much damage in this fight, Jacky.
The snap back from Yamato, good, puts the punishment on Paradox. Looking for the follow-up as well. Warden pops the ult, hopes for the best. The battle of the clashes now then. And they outlast one another. That consistent heal coming back across. Smooth with the ult fire on the trace. Oh, mate, that is dastardly. What looked to be a 1-for-2 trade. You at least get some battle back, finding the pick up onto the Abrams towards the end. But look who's causing issues. Haze, deep towards base, taking out those inner tower Guardians.
Yeah, this is an unreal maneuver here. I mean, they're going to grab the Guardian. They'll get that flex slot, but likely the Shrine's going to go down. They're desperately all sending back. Lash is on the way, and the Haze just pieces out. Doesn't even give him that. Knows that right now, with Abrams coming back soon, as well as the Yamato, she doesn't want to go down, stagger that respawn, because mid-boss is now again in play. And it looks like they're already starting it, Jacky. Again, just utilizing the fact that they have the dome. The punch is going to be very, very strong on this side of things. In comes the rest of the team with the lanes pushed in. They have to fix them, leaving mid-boss wide open for Team Recurrent to take it.
And that's what you want to do, right? Split the attention, put pressure on various parts. The gameplay then is more of a split decision in your minds. Do we focus on trying to stop the mid-boss, or do we actually play for the overall defense of your walkers, control the lanes? And it makes it far harder for them to dogpile on. So like you say, especially with the backup, that GG safety net effectively. Oh, mate! That is filth.
Did you see how Decky's tracking on the headshots there? What was that, bro?
No, that is really clean, actually. And that's what we're saying, right? That assassination potential on you. Hey, as soon as she gets going, dude, catch a Lash out of position like that and leave him with Whiplash.
Mate, that was unreal. I mean, this is what I'm so excited to see. It's just the high-level play, like just tracking the headshots like that. You can see why, for instance, Hazes become incredibly strong with the fixation stacks going up into the roof on the headshots because they stack up twice as fast on those head clicks. Really, really well played. I like that. I like that a lot. And again, I think Team Recrent's played this well. Despite that, though, the soul lead is not as big as it was before, 136k to 122. But I imagine the ability point lead is quite high for Team Recrent currently. And with Jacky consistently stacking up more and more souls here, he's going to become a problem. Realistically, I think for Team Recrent, their main problem is going to be the 7 over on Team Jam side. But they can lock him down. You know, they've got a lot of stuns available. The Abrams can get in there. The Viscous can lock him down with the goo ball. They've got a huge amount of ways to stop the 7 ult as well. I think the Grey Talon coming through from Recrent was a great pickup, honestly. Being able to have that aerial stun for 7 after he ults is a great way to counter that.
Gotta be careful out here.
Here we go then. Yeah, being bounced around by the big balls of goo, knocking them further back and making it uncomfortable, at least for 7. Sheer burst potential with the haze being put on display as well. Absolutely melting those base guardians and leaving you completely fragmented now, making it far harder. Oh, dude, this is looking to be a real quick one on it. 22-minute game so far. Burst potential through the roof. Going to take the first shrine as well, get the extra flex slot to pay with. Stack out on those items. This could be game.
Yeah, and I mean, it has to be, right? Because I think that Team Recrent realizes that the late game potential coming through from Team Jam side is just too much. So they've had to accelerate the game as much as possible to get into the base. And I genuinely think with 7 being down here, there is even a potential that they just take down the weakened patron at this point. The speed at which Jacky is going to ruin this with the help of the dome as well. That is just game. And we've got through our first one, Jacky. Can you believe it?
There we go. It's in the bag, off the back of that. The burst of haze hitting them heavy. And they're going to be able to pick that one up. That's a huge first game, actually, dude. All right, so all problems aside from yesterday, we might have had technical issues. We might have been starved out in the BO freeze. But today we get our first map played out. And that was tasty, dude. Completely different flow of what we saw from the early game yesterday. But it leaves us in this position. You're looking at the bottom side of the bracket here in the semi-finals. Team Recrent, 1 map up in the BO3 against Jamside Blank.
So you're one more game potentially to close this one out if Team Jamside cannot pick themselves up another win there. But Team Recren, it was just unreal plays coming through from them. The power slash scaling definitely coming into play now for Yamato as well, with just that tiny increase over towards it has created a real big difference there. I think Jamside's picks weren't amazing because I think yesterday Zander really took advantage of the lash to be able to get them through that mid game on Recren. In the case of Jamside, he didn't have that much impact. And I think just picking up the lash to deny it from Zander sort of just opened up this capability for the Kelvin Viscous Abrams combo, which just gives you that huge amount of early game pressure over towards mid boss, in lane as well. Yeah, I don't think it was the play to go for because essentially Recrent just stole their build. But they didn't know how to play it.
Man, and this is why, you know, it's interesting, right? That obviously we saw those sort of tester games yesterday and we were saying, all right, are we going to be getting the same comps out of this? What's tomorrow going to be looking like? Now we go back in fresh, you know, although we're technically here in day 2, this is the first full day of the competition. We've got tomorrow as well to sort of work our way through, see what things are shaping up like. We get our true test on that one, Blank. We actually have a full game out of it and it's pretty damn tasty. Also, it's a whole nother day as well of consistent grinding. You know, I was saying to you last night, it's getting to about 4 a.m. You can see still so many of our players that are competing here absolutely grinding it out. They're playing the pugs, they're getting in the prep, coming out swinging today as well with the tracking and the tracing. That's what we're saying, mate. It's like first class posts watching high tier Deadlock. There's something about it that you're really going to find you get yourself addicted to in terms of that aim skill that we're seeing. I don't even think we're hitting the skill ceiling yet. You look at some of these players, right? You've got people that are 19. They found an esport that it's not even out yet, Blank, and they're so damn good in terms of the micro adjustment. It feels like Arena FPS is back in a whole new way. The evolution of MOBA, and we're getting to sink our teeth in here at the Curiosity casting booth.
Yeah, it was funny to be honest with you because I really enjoyed just watching that game and getting all the way through it and actually being able to see these players play to their full capability. I mean, Hardeki on the haze, I didn't expect him just to come through swinging as well as he did there in that game. It was a really, really fantastic play because he actually had a huge amount of pressure on his back, right? Because the rest of the team was good. They had great picks. And honestly, Yamato did very well on the side of Recurrent as well. But Hardeki, he had that difficult task of, right, Hardeki, we're going to get you through the early game. We're going to give you a slight lead, but then you need to run away with that lead. So you are sort of playing that carry character on Hardeki. So yeah, very, very, very nice game. Not the quickest of games I've ever seen, but a very, very quick one nonetheless.
No, 100%. Dude. I mean, all things considered, right? We were expecting yesterday a few of those results when we were looking at it to basically be over with the position we were in the games. Around sort of the rough 20 to 22 minute mark. So again, here we're hitting sort of the average we've been looking at. Like you say, it's not the quickest game it could have potentially been, but already you're seeing that due diligence being done in a way that you're taking lanes, the way you're taking these fights. A lot of brawling here today as well, though. It felt like it was far more reserved. Obviously, yesterday, your first sort of 15 to 10 minutes of the game with that initial laning phase into where you want to take some of those more aggressive duels on the roam, it wasn't anywhere near as hectic. Today, mate, we've come out with a brass knuckles on. So I'm living for that, bud. If we start to get this sort of quality of competition with a lot of exciting moments sprinkled in, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a damn good day for it here in the BO Freeze.
Yeah, man. I think that, honestly, I'm kind of excited to watch Team Sunset or Team MKLS play. I think more than anything, I'm very excited to watch Team MKLS play. But so far, Team Recurrent actually have shown us some really, really strong gameplay so far. I think Team Jamsite actually put up a fairly good fight, honestly. It just feels like Team Recurrent just has a better understanding of Deadlock in terms of compositions and how to play around that composition, how to force objectives, when to force objectives, the macro play, even Hardeki going for the urn over towards the other side of the map whilst the rest of the team pushed elsewhere. That was really smart. And these sort of fell right into that trap, honestly. So yeah, good plays overall. And we're just waiting for the next match to start now.
Yeah, dude, just waiting it out. We'll get back in, see how it goes. But already, I agree, man. It's nice that, especially for us, right? We've just been grinding it out, playing ourselves, making content around Deadlock. Obviously, the goal is put our voices behind it, get to enjoy these kind of games and give our thoughts and flavor on it. So actually getting to sort of see what we're getting from this with very different approaches as well in terms of the overall styles and some of the questions we had, like, all right, what are the picks and bans going to be? What are the comps going to be looking like? Getting different answers for that. I think it's opened up a lot of avenues even for us yesterday where we were hypothesizing just off the back of the one draft we had. We were like, all right, dude, no guys, okay, maybe let's have a look then. I think, obviously with the new items that came in, right, we're looking at it, we're trying different things out. It's very interesting to see how much of a potential idea for some of the highest sort of caliber meta we can have with drafts like this over the course of this event. But it's cool. It's a fun time, Bang. It's a fun time. But you're right, man. In terms of the splitting attention, especially, I think that's such a big element of Deadlock right now, where if you can control the overall map distribution in terms of what you're willing to give up in terms of information to put pressure on various areas, just makes it so much harder to control the lane, so much harder to know in those moments, especially where your attention needs to be. And I think that's what we're going to see separating a lot of these teams as well, because you can see the skill ceiling across the board for the gun skill, the movement. We're hitting a pretty high threshold. This really is going to be a test then of more so the overall the 6 fingers on one hand, Blank, if you add an additional 6 finger.
You could do it. You could absolutely do it. We'd have to
it'd be like a thumb on either side,
Yeah.
On the other side, actually, that'd be kind of sick, dude. Imagine a second thumb on the other side.
Yeah,
you get a lot done with that.
You could do a lot with just one hand, right?
Yeah.
I could pick up the remote and then use all the buttons with the
like
rest of the
double
fingers.
thumbing. That'd be huge.
I'd be double thumbing everywhere. I'd enjoy that. I'd like that.
Some cats have thumbs. Do you know about this?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, a lot of Mankins have like the thumb as well.
Yeah.
The big fluffy feet. It's like massive chunky
big
paws.
old paws. Yeah, there's a cat who lives in the local neighborhood and he's gigantic. He looks like a little lion who just like lurks around in the bushes, but his paws are huge, dude. It's like the size of my face. It's just a massive paw.
Yeah, it's good. It's the size of your face, though. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's too big.
They're big paws.
Are you sure you've not just encountered a tiger?
I mean, maybe. We're just roaming
Yeah.
the streets of the Netherlands.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like, oh, that's a
Maybe.
cat.
Yeah.
That's a cat that's as big as a Ford Fiesta.
Yeah.
Small
Look at
house cat.
Look at the size of those teeth. That's a funny looking bear.
That's a funny. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we are just waiting to get into the next game now. You know, we could even throw this over towards the bracket potentially, if you'd like, Jacky.
We can.
whilst
We
we
can.
wait
We
for the
can
next
show off
one.
the bracket for a sec, and
Yeah.
and then head back over to the desk for a sec because I'm not actually too sure how long. We can go ahead and bring back in Damp as well.
Yeah.
Hello, Damp.
Hello, Dan.
Sorry, I had to unmute on everything. Hello.
That's all right. Yeah,
everyone.
it's the Jacky
my
Jank
gosh.
box system of production. But hello, welcome back, Damp. We got a game. We got a full first game.
I know. I'm so. I don't want to say surprised. I'm so happy.
Pleasant,
Wow.
pleasant
Pleasantly
surprise.
But yeah, I think one thing I did want to cover, by the way, we have been getting into a lot of the advanced kind of terminology about Deadlock, but I also want to talk about it in kind of a way where if you're a new person in Deadlock, if this is your first time experiencing it, welcome. How does the picks and bans work? Could you guys explain that to us? Kind of break it down a bit simpler as well.
Yes, I can. I can indeed. So basically, there is a third-party website currently being used by a lot of people playing their custom games, and now obviously here in this tournament. The way it works is that one team will get a ban, the other team will get a ban, then each team picks 3. So the first team gets to only pick 1 character, and then it's 2 characters, 1 character. So you always have that first team who gets to pick. They ban first, and then a ban comes through, and they get to pick that 1 character. So in this case, Team Jamside picked up 7 because they thought, considering all the hype around 7, he currently has the highest win rate in the game. Doesn't necessarily mean you'll win with him, but they thought that would be the big play. But yeah, so we get 1 ban from either side, then 3 picks, and then 2 more bans that come through. And I think that's a good way of doing it, so you can still create somewhat of your comp and be able to pick up 1 hero that maybe hasn't already been banned. So your prior bans out first. In this case, that was Pocket as well as Dynamo. And I was thinking, I feel like it's kind of sad, honestly, having to ban Dynamo on the first pick. I think if you get to ban first, it's really nice. It does mean you only get 1 pick at the start of the game, but you get to ban something from the enemy team. So in this case, Team Jamside banned Pocket. But you cannot not then ban Dynamo because then the Jamside would have just picked Dynamo as their first pick. It's curious. I'm going to see how it develops because I'm pretty sure how it's going to go is that Dynamo is going to always be the second ban that comes through, and it will always be the first person banning with that tiny advantage.
We can even have a look at the bracket that's on our screens at the moment. Could you actually break this down as well and kind of explain what we're seeing here?
Do you want to break this one down, Jacky?
Yeah, I can run over things. So obviously, as much as this is day 2 of the tournament, this is the official first day. Now things are working. Obviously, yesterday, Aurora had some technical issues on their side, so that's all been resolved now, hopefully. Fingers crossed with the servers. So this is what we're looking at. Obviously, in terms of the teams, you have 4 squads, right? We've got a good collection, players from all over the world in different teams here. You've got some of the old school classics coming back in, some of the younger guys that are sort of focusing to go really heavily on Deadlock, a few players that have transitioned over from different esports as well. But 4 squads, 2 semi-finals, all BO3s, so we'll work our way through. So the team that wins, of course, in the semi-finals here will go on to face in the grand final, and then we'll have our winner. But there will be a third place decider matchup. So effectively, there is no lower bracket in the usual sense of the word, meaning you have a second chance to make it to the grand final or take a win in that sense. With only 4 teams, the way we're doing it is you'll have a team that is coming last in 4th place, a team that wins and comes 3rd, and then, of course, the team that wins and 2nd place. So we're doing it that way. Today, I believe it's going to be both sets of the semi-finals, so 2 BO3s. Then we'll have the grand final following that tomorrow with that 3rd place decider matchup. I'm pretty sure that starts at the same time. But we'll keep you updated with that, obviously, on our Twitter once we know, because we're just getting the information that's passed over to us directly from Aurora and 1xBet with their portion of running things. But that's kind of how the bracket works. That's what we're looking at. It's pretty simple. It's pretty nice. Just stick with us, basically, Dan. But I think that's kind of the key to it. Just stay with us throughout the broadcast if you're interested. Put us on in the background as a bit of noise to keep you going throughout the day.
Awesome, exactly. This is exactly what I wanted. I just wanted to quickly have a quick overview of the tournament and kind of explain to the new people what they might be experiencing on their screens. But otherwise, I want to talk to you guys about some of the hero picks that we saw in the game, if that's okay. Blake, can you tell me about Hayes and why you were so excited about it?
I think I was so excited about Hayes for Hardeki just because, again, I mentioned it a lot is in terms of there's a big amount of pressure on Hardeki that game to pop off late game, or in this case, kind of just mid to late game, really, with the speed at which they finished that game. She is a character that I think does really well in terms of just if you've got the mechanical skill to play it, it's big. But we're into our draft, and 7 will get banned out first, which should force Team Recruit to ban Dynamo, I believe. We'll see. Am I correct in my assumption? I am.
Give him time to think. But there it is. Okay, Dynamo counter ban back in. So we get 7 and Dynamo out of play. 2 bans left, and then the picks here. This is game 2, by the way. Recruit up 1 map so far, taking the first of 3 here in the semi-finals.
Do we have any predictions coming out of you guys, by the way, into this one?
For the series overall?
Yeah.
I think at this point, I don't know about you, Blank, but I'm going to strap in. I think Recruit got this. I feel like they got their finger on the pulse of Deadlock right now.
All right.
Comps have been good. The in-game's been
Yeah.
nice.
I mean, being able to just I think play the comp correctly, and it when you watch them play, they have a goal, and the way they achieve that goal with the comp orientated around it is really well done. So their last game, their goal was just to play the early game. And this time we got Team Jamside taking that Kelvin away from Zander, as well as speaking of Lash. This is so mean, bro. Zander once again just does not get to play either Kelvin or Lash, but he does pick up Pocket. I assume in this case, I think he is the first pick. And Mo and Krill gets taken. So now we'll get our second 2 bans coming through from either side. Pocket, Kelvin, Yamato, Lash, Mo and Krill. Maybe an Abrams coming out is good. I think not allowing them to combo the Abrams with the Kelvin is a good idea. I mean, the big slow into the punches is bad. And a Grey Talon, which stops Recruit from playing that. So he might play Vindicta this game. Yeah. Mike,
This could be
dude,
interesting. There we go.
I'm
All
so
right.
into this, bro.
He's
So
nailing
good.
it. He's
Blake,
nailing
okay. We see you play.
it. Hey, this is kind of sick, though, actually. We
Yeah.
did have some snippets of the Vindicta gameplay. I'll tell you, some of the pixel peaks we were seeing with the snipes on those results that weren't actually counted from yesterday, it was pretty damn clean. So that's going to be fun to see with Vindicta back in play. Mo and Krill, always fun as well, of course. The disarm potential. That's why he was banned out yesterday, but he's here now, so that'll be interesting. Hayes and Shiv with the double back-to-back picks, though, for Team Jam side.
Yeah, I'm actually not a huge fan right now in Team Jamside's comp. Again, playing against Viscous, Pocket, Vindicta, Mo and Krill, and Infernus and Ivy are absolutely horrendous picks to go into for that team. So much lockdown potential. I mean, Mo and Krill into Yamato is huge as well, because if you're able to combo the Yamato, obviously you can't use her ult. So you just combo her before she ults, and Shadow Form doesn't go through, and you just be able to take her down. There's so many stuns on the side of Team Recruit, and honestly, I do think Infernus is one of the most horrific counters to Hayes. The fact that you just be able to just run at a Hayes, she can't really do too much. Like, she doesn't have a massive amount of escape potential. She has her dashes. A lot of them build into superior stamina. I just don't think that's enough, though, Jacky. This is cool, though. This is really, really cool. I love the way Team Recruit's building. And all respect to Jamside, they picked the Shiv. Hopefully it works out.
I'm right there with you, though. I think looking at this with the quick eye test, they kind of got it down right now. That comp seems vastly better. It feels a lot more of an individual pickup for Jamside versus a comp that synergizes really well. And like you say, does have some good direct counters, especially the dot from Infernus. Yeah, that Hayes, good luck getting the same level of burst potential. You know, you're going to be farming for a while there and have to hope for the best, Amp.
Right. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and let you take us into the second map of the first series here at the Aurora Deadlock Masters, brought to you by 1xBet. I'll let you guys have a good time. So enjoy this one. Let's hope it goes well. No little technical difficulties. It'll all be good. All good things.
All right. Well, here we are, back in the casting booth, strapped in again. Man, okay, this is going to be good. We've had one game that worked with no crashed.
Yeah.
We can strap in, hope for the idea being that the second game will also work with no crash. And that would be pretty smooth, actually. But I like the look of this. I think as a best of 3 here, especially today, with things going well so far, knock on wood, and the comps we've gotten out of this one, it's kind of interesting. I'm glad we're getting a bit of a different rotation on some of the bans as well, even for us as a bit of a neutral third party, right, to see what sort of different styles we're going to be getting. I was surprised as well, because Mo and Krill right now, I feel like in a proper team environment with synergized gameplay, the disarm potential into just setting you up for an execute with that sudden burst of DPS from your team, it's got to be so frustrating. I feel like Mo and Krill, if played well, I can see why he'd be on kind of a rough permaban. But this is an interesting one we've got, bro.
Yeah, it's just in terms of chase potential as well. And I think if a Moncro kind of gets towards that mid game and has a lot of souls on board, they do sort of become unkillable. And in terms of a front line that opens up things for some of the back line, it is big. The only thing I worry about for Team Recurrent a little bit is that the DPS, at least early game, is going to be sort of relying over towards the Infernus. The Pocket certainly can carry a lot of that early game for them, and I think it is Zander on the Pocket, and he seems to be like kind of a really good roaming player overall, so I'm excited to see what he can get done. But yeah, the big difficulty right now for Team Jam side is the fact that they almost undoubtedly will, at least most of the team's going to have to invest 1,250 into debuff reducer. My stream is always back.
I think it's back. It's back. I saw it go black for a second. It turned off. The feed that we're being sent, of course, from Aurora, but it's returned.
I got scared.
I'm hearing game sound. I'm hearing some viscous noises on a zip line, which makes me think it looks like we're ready for the game. And we will be. Okay. Strap in, everyone. We can get back into the action then. All right, game 2. Of the Aurora 1xBet Invitational, $10,000 on the line blank between some of the brightest sparks in the scene right now. Very early for Deadlock Esports, but it's a pleasure to be here for it. And we actually get a full laning phase on this one. It's going to be working today.
It's kind of wild, honestly. Straight away, we're getting into the game on board with the Pocket and the Viscous. Over on this side of things, it's going to be Zander playing on the Mo and Krill, and Mo and Krill doing Mo and Krill things, already up to 338 souls very early on, and just went through, scorned everything. Team Jam side actually really harassing the Infernus hard. And he'll have to back off, likely healing right, going to be the first item there, or a quick zipline boost back to base. But yeah, the harass here, with the Flog coming through from Lash, as well as the Power Slash coming through from the Yamato, is kind of big. This is depressing to play against. The Mo and Krill actually laning into a Shiv is sort of... Oh, come on, Zander. I know that you want to parry it, but you've already wasted your scorn.
Ooh.
I knew
on that one, dude.
Yeah. I saw the idea behind it. You know, the parry into the Guardian and then go from there with a scorn, but yeah, no. But in the meantime, you see the Shiv walk into all the troopers and forget that he's not got bloodletting yet, so he does take a huge amount of damage for his troubles.
Man, these are some ego challenges early, dude, as well, with some of these fights, actually. But okay, kind of spicy to start us off then so far. Never a dull moment in the first 2 minutes of our second game of the BO3. And this is for the win as well, of course. You can see that indicated just below in the middle there with the little soul bars, I think they've made them, just to fill up. You get a whole load of blue, man. Yeah, it's kind of on theme. I'll take that.
Yeah, it's cute. Monkrill's, there's quite a few points that are going to go into Scorn early on, I imagine, whilst we're waiting to pick up some more of that healing for himself, because at some point it does become very hard to push him outside of lane, which is the perfect pickup versus... Ooh, this is the problem with playing Vindicta into Warden. Just the 2 stamina does make it difficult to get out the way of the binding word coming through from Warden. But yeah, for the Mo and Krill, it's going to be very hard for Shiv to push him out of lane. Like, he relies sort of on using the poke from the daggers And the bleed on top of that to force characters into an uncomfortable position. You also saw a cool little thing there that came through from the haze, and this is something you can apply to your own games, which is where if players try and go for the punch onto the creeps under your Guardian or under their Guardian, you can parry in front of the creep to get a massive amount of damage off, and sort of unexpectedly. That's problematic. Does he die to the afterburn? No.
Barely gets out. Lucky to be alive as well, because rather than just calling her Ivy, I call her Poison Ivy. She's all over them like a rash right now, Blank. This is nice DPS, consistently keeping it awkward towards Orchard. Fast flick, looking for the deny on the Soul Orb as well. Not smooth enough on that one. Back to lane though, looking for the support. Keep each other topped up for the heals. And just make it uncomfortable for the Lash and Yamato combo here.
Yeah, I'm sort of just waiting for when the urn gets put back in play, because there's some plays you can make right now a magic carpet, but that doesn't come into fact until very late game, where you can magic carpet before picking up the urn and take it to the other side of the map. But Ivy can do that with just ult alone. You just pick up a teammate, and the teammate can carry urn whilst being Ivy ulted, so you can get a lot of free urns really early and just toss them into the landing point like a basketball. This was a hell of a counter pick coming through from Zander. It's causing such problems for the Shiv. I mean, you can see this combo already acquired here for Zander, and 2.1k for the Shiv. This is bad.
Yeah, you're going to get so many ults online here. You see the sheer difference in the ult economy you've now got to work with 4 of them online. Instantly, Ivy going to be popping that as well and go for the airdrop. So looking for that quick rotate in for the stun. Yeah, you can get that lockdown in, drop the bomb off for the silence. Mo and Krill looking to clean up off the back of it. Oh, goodbye, Shiv. He is now a dull blade, Blank.
I honestly, I respected the parry. I think that would have been a crazy parry to be able to hit it. But yeah, that's a very nice play. The instant response time from the Ivy with airdrop that goes into the combo for that additional damage, I think it's around about 200 damage early on, which is sort of big, and reduces their bullet resist with the first T1 placed into it. And obviously late game, once you get the T5 silences for 3.25 seconds, that is really huge. But curious, so far 23k to 17k, so very much winning this laning phase right now from Recrent. Remember, they are 1 point up in the best of 3, so just this game would do it. And again, this is Mo and Krill to a T. If you let him, he's just going to push all the way up to everything you've got. And realistically, the Shiv's not being able to do too much. Tries to burrow out the way of that one, is able to get underground, can scorn in the middle of it. He needs some assistance badly though, dude.
No backup available. They couldn't send in the boys to help the mad mole man out. So he goes down, but the harass off the back of it, at least. The amount of time you've been able to buy with pushing these lanes deep and leading so much. Obviously, only now you're getting that sort of catch up in terms of the soul lead to give yourself back and gets ult to work with over on the side of Jam side. All in all, it's been a pretty dominant early game. Only 6 minutes played out with the amount of pressure you're putting on. And you are just battering your way through. They're being able to farm pretty freely, catching up at least overall in terms of the distance you've got on the Soul. So it's 24k to 26k, not that much of a substantial lead. But overall, you're looking pretty good, at least in terms of controlling the early game and keeping pressure on the different lanes, pushing it back up. Furnace looking to put the damage back down as well. Guardian about halfway gone here.
Yeah, I think the big difference is the fact that we have, I think it's 4 out of 4 Guardians still available. In comes the combo. That should be another free kill. And this is the big thing with Mo and Krill. Just that influence over towards early game is really big. The combo is such a long stun for this stage of the game, right? That it does become a little bit difficult to deal with. But yeah, so this is really nice. The amount of towers that's still up, Ivy just dropping on the tower's head there and getting the parry off. That was interesting, but also cool. Yeah. I think now I sort of understand in a coordinated team comp why Mo and Krill is that coveted ban.
Yeah, we were hypothesizing about it, but you can really see it in full frontal view here with how it's being utilized. The early game potential as well. Second, they got those set of ults up and that synergy with Ivy, it was on full display. All right then, mate. Not even 10 minutes played out at this point, and you're getting a lot of free roam.
It means this is might be the last Guardian been taken down as well for Team Jam side just about is able to hold on to it with Lash, but you can see it's just got a sliver of HP left on it. Oh, Dimov is feeding. He's not. Okay, that's mean of me to say, but he has been taken down fairly frequently. He's not been able to get too much done here, but the Haze is not really the character you want to be giving away all these souls over to. We're going for some cheeky movement tactics here.
Yeah, he's trying to get the clip off the side of the balcony. You can wall bounce back off it and then get high enough up. You can do it in a lot of places, but it is a bit awkward with the geometry. You've got to get it pixel perfect. Oof. Lash taking an absolute beating. So fight's starting to break out. You get the mega lane starting to form as well, with everyone grouping up. Make quick work of the jungle camps and try and put the pressure on. Vastly outnumbering them in the battle of attrition, at least on the push. This does buy a bit of time for Shiv. Mo and Quilt switched on about the rotate, gets over there, hits him with a sandblast. Get that little disarm off and sends the Shiv further back. So at least controls the Guardian for now. It's not going to go down the creep wave.
I'm really curious what Wolfie's currently saving up for here on the Shiv, because he's got 5k, which would insinuate he's saving up for the 6.3k item, but in the early game it's like, what does he really need at this point? So sort of interesting. Drops the tether there into the cube. That is a lot of players, and maybe more than potentially Recruit was hoping for. In a small room though, locked in with the Infernus, you should be dead. No debuff reducer, and Recruit's able to pick up the Kelvin as well as the Haze into one more over towards the Lash, and that is a big turnaround coming through for Team Recruit.
Flip the script immediately. Huge stagger as well. 3 respawns you've got to wait for. Kelvin back in play. Haze back up. Lash about to return as well. And Ivy, second airdrop called in. Had me a little bit scared there. We saw a slight feed on the freeze, but all good. Ivy's still moving on over. So uses that as the quick rotate potential to once again assist towards the lane. Make sure they can push deep on this. Bit of a chase afoot. See if they can track the man down and finish him off, and make sure they confirm onto the jungle as well.
Yeah, this is where now Mo and Krill is going to become even more of a problem. Last point into your ultimate, and this is what I'm talking about. You get the combo off. It doesn't give them any opportunity to ult there. It was down for Yamato in that instance, but you can see how strong it's going to be late game. Catch a Yamato off guard with the combo. But now that he's got his 5th point into Burrow, should be able to go around and steal the majority of the jungle, which is going to take a lot of that gold, that soul off the table for Team Jam side. Yeah, I think you're too big for your boots, isn't it? I'm not going to lie. He's still a broken character.
Vindicta with a snipe as well. You never get that shot off back onto the Lash then. Oh, it feels like Jamsai at the minute. You're just being so staggered in so many of these fights. Taking these 1v2s. Ooh, Ivy with the getaway, looking to try and at least survive for as long as possible here. Stone form into the cube, going to be able to keep herself topped up. That's the Warden ult baited out as well off the back of it. Oh, mind the gap here in the underground, but it's not enough for the getaway. Does waste a fair bit of utility though, just off the back of the 1 stone form.
I mean, Hardeki as well gets a lot done over towards the other side of the map, but it is Shiv once again to shut that down. Looks like he wasn't saving a 6.3k either. He has just invested into a lot of 1250s, 3ks. Get himself a bit stronger at this stage of the game. But we are neck and neck again. 59k to 61k. It's pretty similar. Just the Mystic Burst there. You see how much damage it does. It's going to really help the Kelvin when it comes to laning. I'm surprised we've seen more aggressive airdrop usage and not a lot of airdrop usage over towards taking the urn as often. Just the speed at which you're able to get it across there. Like a lot of times you can't really react if you are Team Jam side.
And we could see that sort of being the inkling as well, right? The second you got the ult back at the 3k mark early into the game, instantaneous airdrop into the fight, double up with the Mo and Krill. Since then, every time it's been off cooldown, you're seeing it used. So it's that initiative to maximize your potential for the ultimate over the course of the game with the CD. Mo and Krill, oh, the harass master himself, Goes in, gets the combo off, make it uncomfortable for Yamato with the backup of the Ivy. Yeah, you might be able to burn a lot of HP here, but you're still going to get the same result, which is losing the Yamato. And once again, getting a heavily stacked lane, pushing all the way up towards the Walker now.
Yeah, I think once we get to a point where the Ivy has a little bit more damage items, currently she's going a bit more supportive, healing booster, etc. She'll always be able to follow up on the Yamato combo. So much lifesteal coming through from Hardeki here. This is certainly an annoying character to go into late game. When the Toxic Bullets as well, that should really help versus the Warden, the Kelvin, as well as the Shiv. With that bloodletting, that damage over time should do a lot of damage over towards him. I do respect the Toxic Bullet pickup at this point. Pretty standard in the build from an Infernus anyway, but it will do even more damage. Look at this. The group up coming through from Recrent, and now we're going to start extending the lead here a little bit. Luckily for the guys over on Team Gem side, they're going to pick themselves up a potential Walker, but they will get their last Guardian, opening up their first flex slot of the game, Jacky.
And that's only going to be a further spike to their overall power level in terms of the potential here with the item synergization. Get yourself a little bit more to work with. Oh, mate. Trade game being played out, though. You take one of our walkers, we'll take one of yours. And this is so much more clear potential you're going to have to work with. Simo and Krill goes in, makes sure to deal out with the walker, finish that up. Shiv's been on the roam, though. Seeing just how much he can get done. And fair enough. I mean, at least in terms of the trade there, it's a 1 for 2 on the Walker head count.
Yeah, I mean, for Team Jumpstart, that actually went very much in the favor of them there. Despite some of these team fights going very well, actually, for Team Recrent, it's just not working out so far for the boys over on this side. You see, you can actually get the perfect angle on the punch where you can hit all of the creeps inside there. So if you're ever jungling, there is positions where you can take where you can hit all at once with your punch. Very useful on Abrams, I'll tell you that now.
And that's what you want to be doing across the board as well. You see a lot of that in these games where you maximize the pathing in terms of how you even clear these jungle camps, the way you isolate the angles. You want to do it as quickly as physically possible. Oh, bit of a chase going on here though. Run the man down, don't let him get away. Catch him hiding in the closet. And it should be a bit of a cleanup on this one. To Pocket taking out a commission. The dog pile back on in though. Maurice making issues as Yamato gets caught, and Lash with a smooth moves on the getaway, at least being able to create some distance, but you can't outrun the mole.
Yeah, Mo and Krill is just such a chaser, bro. That's the big thing. And they might be able to punish on top of the urn here, on top of that as well. So getting the urn across the other side of the map. Instead, they're just going to look to take mid-boss, in fact. 2 players down to one of their Pocket. Pocket's going to get back there quicker because he was staggered. Vindicta holding on top side, just making sure they can watch. Again, we're seeing the same tactic where Punch is actually just stronger in the early game versus mid-boss, removing him. And you want to take this as early as possible, right? Versus the Kelvin, you don't want them to be able to use that dome to get them out of there. The Infernus, concussive combustion, insanely good at holding onto the Rejuvenator. Very well timed as well on that one, Jacky.
This has worked out perfectly for them. Even on the commit for the fights as well, Yamato going in first. It's going to be a 10-second stagger between both of the respawns that then have to come back out for them. So it makes it harder. You're vastly outnumbered. For Ivy, you're not going to be that bothered. You got the rejuve. You're back in lane now already. Ooh, Viscous on the getaway. Breaks the distance at least. So no lockdown onto him. He's able to peace out. Roll his way back to get back into farming. More hello. Mo and Krill always on the engage. And you're just freely roaming, causing issue after issue here. It's another complete takeout on Shiv. 30 seconds on a respawn again. And you're controlling the game pretty cleanly now. It's crazy. This is one blank where it feels like overall, in terms of the flow of the game, it's been relatively close in terms of the map control, the actual lane control. But the fights are just so much further ahead. It seems like Recurrent have had their finger on the pulse of the game here in terms of winning the 1v2s, the 2v2s, and the team fights.
Yeah, I think when you look at a lot of this, to be honest with you, it is Recurrent just picking up a lot more space around the map. We're taking the urn now as well with the space that we gathered there, with a couple of the kills that came through over towards Shiv. And I think that, you know, I was playing quite a lot of Viscous the past week or so. So I was watching a lot of the high-level Viscuses like Kaiser, etc. And I like the way we're currently seeing the Viscus play here on Team Ukraine. Use the ult more as a repositional tool. Silence Glyph goes through onto Haze, into the lockdown. If you've always got someone there to support you, the lockdown is so busted. Okay, maybe I'm playing Mo and Krill in my games from now on.
I think it's got to be done, mate. He's a mighty, mighty mole, and he's in his prime.
The mighty mole.
Oh, okay. Here we go. We had one smooth game. We have run into a bit of a technical issue here, though. So don't press the alarm button just yet. Shiv's gone. So Shiv's gone for the DC. We've lost Wolfie. We'll get the pause in. He can reconnect. I would hope. Everyone cross your fingers. Because we're 17 minutes deep here.
I don't like it. It's 17 minutes.
I don't want to say it, but this is the tipping point, isn't it? 17 minutes is where it seems like things go wrong. Normally happens whenever there's a pause. So, yeah, hopefully that's not been the case.
Come back now, please. Anyway, let's have a little choose your own adventure session. Yeah, I mean that would be good. Look, that would be good. But we also like playing the game. So cross your fingers. Let's hopefully get back in. In the meantime, we can take a little bit of a look of what's going on in this game and look a little bit more items-wise. Right now, you have Warpstone on the Viscus. Nice item, honestly. Using it during his Goo Ball ultimate, being able to Warpstone into people, it will apply the stun on top of that. So that's interesting to see on that side.
Ooh.
We're back in. We're back in. We're back in. Perfect.
All right, we did it, everyone. Good job. You can uncross your fingers now. But keep your toes crossed. You don't want to let those go.
I will say one thing. I mean, with the Rejuvenate, we've not really got a lot done in terms of lane control, lane presence.
Yeah.
Like, finally, we're looking to take some walkers on side. Ivy shooting so incredibly fast over towards that left side. So they send the majority of the team to deal with that one. I think they might just about get this. In comes the Lash, though. Big flog. That's a lot of damage.
Oh, absolutely slamming on them. And with the backup of the rest of the Death Squad in the lane there towards Yorkside, you put a lot of pressure on, start to flip the script. Now, if you can get these multiple eliminations across the board, burn their way through, you can get rid of that rejuve, take them out, leave them back with just damage across the board. Mo and Krill can't survive this one as much as he'll try for the getaway. He's hit the burrow. He's actually pulled it off for the maneuver.
He is out, dude. You cannot take down the mole. Mr. Maurice lives forever. Decay comes through, important here, especially with the team having so much spirit lifesteal and lifesteal in general. I think the majority of Team Jamside has picked up Decay. But again, the big thing here was the fact they had Rejuvenator, so they traded deaths for the Walker. They're just creating more map presence here, and they all get back up into play. It was lucky that Mr. Maurice got out. But in this instance, it's not looking too bad for either team. 118k to 118k. We just pick up improved burst here for the pocket, so that'll increase damage by quite a bit. And the standard majestic leap, as you can see on your screen, to combo that with his ultimate, affliction, as well as barrage on his one.
All right, things starting to get spicy then. Coming up to the 20-minute mark overall. Scoville scale going up and up. And when the mole gets away, the mole does what it does best. Goes back to the jungling.
That's the big one, bro.
Yeah, dude, Phantom Strike into the combo. If he was annoying before, it's about to get a whole lot worse now.
Yeah, being able to Phantom Strike, but you do so much burst on Mo and Krill, honestly, with the Phantom Strike combination. He is just trying to remove as much jungle on the map as possible. Yamato and Shiv heading over towards his way. But it is so even right now. I think that players are just looking to fill their slots before they go for the next team fight. Ern's picked up, though. That's over towards Team Jam side, so potentially a fight. Though, if I was Team Recren, I actually might just give up Ern to try and take 2 walkers and get myself the last, or the 3rd flex slot here.
You've got the Vindictor and the Infernus close by. Outnumbered, though, 2-1 in a battle of attrition. Shiv's going to be able to dash straight in and get the deposit on that. So the executive decision being made to take the urn, make sure he gets the confirm across, Warden doubles up with the lash as well, so you're going to lose out. Recurrent goes down, so no Vindicta maneuvers there. Can't battle back. Bit of pressure on them. 30-second respawn on him. Quick rotate for the Warden as well, looking for the movement back over to assist the rest of the squad and link up with the Kelvin towards purple lane side.
Yeah, heroic Aura also picked up as well already for Warden. So that will be increasing the damage of everyone on the team, including the Haze. So it means the Haze can get a ton of extra fire rate just having Warden next to him. I don't think it's the right guy to hit the combat one, personally. He does so much damage considering that. That was actually a very nice dome into the drop and the lash. I really like that, dude. You lock them in place. Yeah. You drop the dome when he's ready. That's perfect. That's 2 kills down. Team Jamside sets up a wonderful little combination there.
No, that's huge, man. You buy so much time for the rotate over, let Lash cause issues, whipping them back, and then just everyone dog piles up, put a bit of pressure on the wave, fight up towards the actual walker itself. Infernus with the damage back, though, causing problems on the other side of things to try and force them to come off of the lane and look to further rotate around. So they have to split their attention. All right. The jelly's been dumped all over the floor, made it slippery here towards the lane on the chase. Ivy with the support. Nice blink back across as well. Oh, mate. Puddle punch. Near miss on the getaway.
I mean, Infernus goes down, but you trade that for a Walker. It's not too bad. And it sits them 4k souls behind now. So we're looking at 2 Walkers still left in play. 1 for either team. It's a bit of a slower game. Last time we pushed this to the limit. But some good picks and bans coming through here from Team Jamside to try and shut that one down. Again, there is a lot on the side of Infernus. Mid-boss is back up. And now, here's where things get tricky for Team Recrent, because they know with the soul lead that currently the guys on Team Jamside have, especially having Kelvin as well, they can make an attempt on mid-boss whenever they want.
The old Jungaroo, though, happening right now. Make sure they maximize the soul potential. See if the Haze can get herself back into a better position in terms of the farm as well. You were trailing behind for a good portion of the early to mid game. 25k souls currently. You want to pump up those numbers. Get her into a position where she can really come online towards the end of this one. Being put back under pressure. Oh, mate. Hello.
I want to look for this team fight here. I think both teams wants to confirm over towards the mid-boss. Decay on the Ivy stops the big heals from coming through, and she is just ticking down. This is a great way to keep her out the fight. PKMK is down. In comes the Yamato, and the Decay has done so much. Finally can use the stun. And it is a little bit more in the favor here of Team Recruit. Maybe they start the mid-boss off the back of this.
Dogpile on the mid-boss. See if they can get this one under the belt and lock it down. Give themselves a bit more to work with in terms of the Rejuvenator. Obviously, 20-second stagger there with a slight difference on both the return for the Yamato and the Shiv. Doesn't give you much potential to fight for this. You're more worried about the actual lanes themselves. Warden pushes out back over towards York side a bit, so at least that lane's going deep, up close towards the inner Guardians. Everyone else has good presence on both of the inner lanes. He's going to TP back across. Power up spawning in as well. Ivy on the quick rotate round for that. Can grab it with a backup of Mo and Krill. Ooh, that's going to be the gun. All right. Extra damage to work with there. Always tasty.
Yeah, it's very nice. I mean, we have gone fully supportive on the Ivy here. Chemical Fire, improved cooldown, slowing Hex as well, healing booster, as well Health Nova. So yeah, fully into the heal side of things. So that decay, actually that decay was a really big decay over towards Ivy. It kept her out the fight long enough that she couldn't really drop the Health Nova. She couldn't hit the rescue beam. It was sort of a struggle for Psycho to get too much done in that last engagement. So I like the way they dealt with that. Another decay comes through as they push in, and Wolfie instantly takes down Zander. That's a really big pick off, and this looks very bad now for the guys over on Recrent. In the meantime, you've got Hardeki dealing with 2 players solo currently, but he's about to go down.
Seeing if you can make the getaway.
Help!
Oh, mate. The airdrop for the turn back around. Call an ambulance,
Hey-o.
but not for Ivy. Re-engage off the back of it with the support of the rest of the team. You're absolutely cleaning house now on the team fight. It's only Hayes and Yamato that remain. Yamato will not be alive for very long on this. Trying to bail as quick as possible. Viscous on the chase. Hits that one with a splat. Puddle punch into the Hayes as well for the knock-up. Oh, mate, this could be an absolute cleaning, leaving them in a really rough position. Hayes, even on the getaway, that leaves you with one person for the defense. Walker's going to go down and get burned. Yeah, you're running away with things now, Blank. That's the flex slot and map control for free for at least the next 10 seconds.
Yeah, I think honestly, the big thing is that the fact that they had the rejuvenate and they could force a lot of those engagements anyway, and with it only being 26 minutes in, these spawn timers aren't that long. So being able to get back into the fight is kind of big there. And they trade off another Walker, which unlocks that fourth. I think it's the third flex slot there. Unless they've already taken a shrine, which I didn't notice. I think they have. Yeah, they must have done.
So fully stacked out. Flex slots on flex slots. And the farming continues.
I didn't see them get that shrine, but they must have done it really, really quickly. So 4 flex slots is kind of massive, actually, for Recrent.
Yeah, I think they hit it with a cheeky backdoor, mate, right under our nose. And it's only going to further add to that power spike.
Oh, no. It's it was where Mo and Krill was. Okay, it was where Mo and Krill was. It looked like he had the fourth flex slot. He didn't. Yeah,
it's just covered on the meme up there.
Yeah, I just couldn't see it. Rah!
It's all right. It's all right. It's early doors for the spectating.
It is. It is. Yeah. So back into the game. And we're looking over towards the Mo and Krill, who's struggling a little bit. That was a crazy rundown. Fully cancels the ultimate, the unstoppable, not brought out in time. And that ruins the chances, the Hayes. Can they capitalize off the back of it? Yes, they can. And Team Recrunt going crazy.
And again, this is another one of these team fights where you could absolutely rumble them now. Back up with the Infernus IV combo on the chase down, making it awkward for the getaway. Ooh, quick reposition with the Ice Path, and Kelvin, he's going to be put on a cooldown for that one. Infernus bringing the heat back up as well with the follow-up damage. Yamato absolutely eating it on the getaway. Barely alive for the reposition back in towards base, looking for the quick heal, but you're caught on the fadeaway. Infernus with a turn and burn. You're going to dogpile in now. Get the burst damage back off on towards the shrines. And this is just them cleaning up, dude. This is another team fight where it looks super clean for them. 3 players on a respawn. Hayes is back up in 4 seconds. 20 seconds dagger on the other 2 as well. Pocket cursed and popped.
Yeah, I think they were being really cautious about this one. They weren't sure whether to take the shrine or not. That is a nice little invulnerability coming through from the Infernus into Dimov, who's had a hell of a game here. I really like the fact that he built into the melee damage early on, Jacky, and then from there, fully went into the spirit power. The drop into the combo goes crazy.
It's really clean. Like we saw the telltale signs of it in the early game with that opening play off the back of the IV, but the fact it's been so usable, and you're just maximizing the timing on it as well. Every time it's off cooldown, it feels like it's used for the aggressive engage, work it in off the back of the combo. You've always got access to it, and it's been doing numbers for them. Talking of numbers as well, this is going to be the huge DPS dump onto the patron, and you should be able to finish this one.
Yeah, I mean, there's 20 seconds on the clock. Unless the Warden and the Yamato can do something crazy, with Ivy having the huge fire rate as well as Infernus. Pocket will hit hard, as will the Vindicta. Yeah, this should be game. Believe. No, they might have enough time, actually, Jacky. They need to take down the Yamato, though. If they can stagger that, it would be massive.
Yamato dealt with. You get the respawn back up on the Shiv and the Lash. Lash with the ult could buy time, depending on the flicker round. Wanted to flip them back into the base, but didn't get enough of them hooked in. You're still getting chip damage onto it, and you'll be able to survive through that one, finish things off, and pick up the series at 2-0 in our semi-final then. Team Recurrent locking that one down on their side of the bracket here in the semi-finals.
Yeah, honestly, a really nice play from Ivy there. Psycho uses the stone form to dodge the ult coming through from, I believe it was Lash. But also, not only that, you saw Hardeki hit Ethereal Shift just as that came out. So, again, another dodge on the Lash ult. It was really nice. It was a very well played game. Recruit definitely deserved the dub on that series. But I think Team Jam side, they kind of became wise to it. And they weren't as much of a pushover as we thought they were going to be from watching that first game. Genuinely a good team, a strong team, just not as good as Recruit, because it felt like Recruit has really been able to shift this game in a big way. Like the way they played the meta, the way they played out a lot of those objectives, it just looked better. That's all.
No, it really did. It really did. Damn. Okay, so our first full series played out, a 2-0. Let's get back over to the desk then and break this one down with Dam, see how things are shaping up. Hello, Dam. We finally got a full game.
Amazing. First of all, wow, Team Recruit just killed it out there, and we're playing so aggressively. I was extremely surprised they were managing to just turn it around. Can you explain to me what went wrong for Team James side at some point? Because they had a really great early game.
Yeah, I think that for Team Jam side, the difficulty came in the fact that a lot of those fights were off the back of Rejuvenator. That's where they got ahead a lot of times. I think they were playing the game out very, very well, to be honest with you. From that mid game, you're right, Dan. Like, they were ahead. It just caused this problem for them where they were on the Rejuvenator, not enough. I think if you're playing Kelvin, you're playing into the Ice Dome. You've got to be taking mid with it. You can do it extremely early, as we saw from Recrent. Even if you just get that one pick off, that's enough to start a mid boss. And I think Recrent had such good mid boss control throughout the entirety of that match when they realistically shouldn't have. Not only that, for Dimov, I was so surprised because you don't see a lot of Viscus's transition to the late game very well in just your public matches, because your Puddle Punch does the majority of damage early on. It got nerfed recently, but if you get the I think it's melee lifesteal, the item as well as Spirit Strike, that can really help you do a lot more damage, because every single little bit of extra melee, 10% extra melee damage, 10% extra melee damage on Spirit Strike, that applies to your Puddle Punch. Puddle Punch falls off late game, does a huge amount of damage early game, but he shifted full into Spirit Power, and he had a massive impact with Boundless Spirit, Superior cooldown. It was so good. It was so fun to watch. And again, just to answer your question, it just was objective control coming through from Team Recrent was just better. When they wanted to take fights, it was better. A lot of the fights that were forced coming through from Team Jam side kind of blew back up in their face. But they were playing well, and they made a lot of the right choices there, Dan.
Right, and I think Team Recrent honestly played like a well-oiled machine. The team synergy was there. It was incredible to see them all work together on such a high level. It's a really cool preview of what top tier Deadlock is like. And Jacky, I want to talk about the individual performance on Team James side. Can you explain to me why Yamato was kind of struggling in this match and falling behind compared to the rest of the team?
I think it's one of those where it was just more like you said with the synergies, like with the team comp, right? Even when we looked at it at the start, we were kind of thinking it felt like a more individualistic sort of composition that you had on Jam's side, where there was potential for it, but it relies heavily off of the individuals to make it work in terms of those sort of 1v2 fights. With the team fight potential that you have, but especially all the synergies with the Mo and Krill, the Ivy, the setup and the way they were playing it, you're just constantly being disarmed, constantly left in a position where you basically are in a spot where you just have to sit and go, well, I think it's over, lads. Pop your ult and, you know, hope for the best. But that was about it. I think, again, it did just go down to the fact you had a way better comp to work with and the communication on it. Because it's one thing to have the comp, right? But knowing how to set each other up in terms of calling for the quick rotates, the quick response, the second it's off CD for the airdrop with IV, to know the pathing, to be in the right position to be able to help each other, just makes it far easier. And that comms was the difference. It felt like the synergy was certainly there for him overall.
Right, and I actually want to focus on Mo and Krill for a sec because, wow, seeing him play like that was just absolutely amazing and makes me want to play Mo and Krill more. I don't
the big
really,
Mo and Krill time. It's Mo and Krill time.
Entertain the burrow, but maybe it's a play. Can you explain why it was so OP in this match?
Well, to be honest with you, Mr. Maurice and Krillius is a awesome hero, and genuinely, I didn't expect him to be so good in just comp play, because I think that I was thinking about it a lot last night. It was in my head. All right, I was dreaming
Okay,
about Mo
right.
and Krill, because I was like, I don't. Why did the ban come through? What makes it make sense? And it is just combo. It's such a long lockdown, and again, if you have people to follow up on it, it's even worse. But an early game seems to be one of the longest stuns stun lock you can get put into. Obviously you've got to be right next to a target and you're locked into place when doing it, but still that long stun can just result in so many free kills coming through. For Paradox, right, you go for the paradoxical swap, there is a downside to it. You're placing yourself in enemy territory. The stun isn't that long. They're not immobile. They're moving through the air, so it's hard to capitalize off the back of it. Into characters that have transformations like Yamato, it's huge. So I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I think Mo and Krill is definitely going to be a pickup that you'll see more throughout these series. Just for the early game, because he certainly fell off late game, right? He absolutely fell off late game, but he'd already done his job to get his team far enough ahead. It didn't matter.
I think it's also, you saw how confident you could be early game as well with just some of the cheeky plays we were seeing, even in the opening moments, like first 3 minutes of the laning phase, right? With how aggro you were going on the Guardian dives to just be awkward to play against because of his base kit as soon as you get a couple AP to work with. And then as soon as the ult came online, that was it, dude. It was just a nightmare. Like playing against that, even from Pugs, like we've seen how powerful it can be. But for it to work in an environment here where you've got the full 6 synergy in terms of the communication, the way you're setting it up, it's just so good. It's just one of those ults where it feels like, oh, well, all right, again, I am just going to sit here and wait for this to run out. Hopefully I live.
Another thing, Jacky, people are saying you're still small today. Maybe make yourself
I'm still
a little
small.
You're still
Small.
small.
I'm still not the right size.
Make yourself a little bigger. Get on the same line.
Small
as us.
Jacky.
Constantly, your mic is static. You're too small.
And
Your
then
face
like,
isn't big enough.
why
Run
would
the
you
stream,
stop it?
Jacky. Make the stream stop lagging, Jacky. Increase the
no.
bit rate, Jacky. What do you want from me?
Sort
Like,
this out right now,
Yeah,
okay?
cast the game, Jacky.
you
Where's
upset
the
as
latest
well.
Dead Air video, Jacky? Where's the podcast, Jacky? It's coming, all right?
Jackie, you upset all of us, all right? Can you just,
Yeah, I
can you
know.
Just grow up. Become bigger.
My bad, my bad.
Become
You
bigger
see,
right now.
you see what happens as well when you ask me to adjust stuff on the stream? Then everyone goes, well, it looks like it's getting a bit laggy. Yeah, it is, yeah, because I've had to change everything.
A smidgen bigger.
No, I can't.
No.
All right, this is what you
Where's
get.
my money, Jackie?
Okay.
It's in lane. Go get it.
I was going to ask you while he was fixing his size difference. Can you explain to us the term snowball and how it was present in this match? Sorry to get back in a deadlock.
Don't get him
but-
talking about snowballs again.
There we
Remember
go.
what
Yeah,
happened
but
yesterday?
no, I think we need a snowball-based conversation today as well. And this is a
Alright.
good place.
Yeah, to be honest, it wasn't really a snowball in that last game. I think that, you get that lead towards the end, and I guess you could call it a pseudo snowball in that final moment where they got ahead by 30k and then just finished the game. I think our previous game was definitely a snowball match, right? Because they got that small lead and they were playing a very early mid-game comp anyway for Team Recren, and then they just kept pushing. They pushed objectives, they deathballed, which is where they all grouped up together, all pushed a lane together, and sort of ignored a lot of their lanes pushing. But there's not much you can do about that because you're forced to defend at some point or split push. And the speed at which they were pushing and how much presence they had, split pushing, yes, you might have got a couple of Guardians, maybe a few Walkers. By that time, they already had a Shrine, and they picked up that third a flex slot off the back of that. So it was difficult. But yeah, they certainly snowballed the end of that game, where they were able to pick up a small lead and then push off from there. Again, a lot of that came from the mid-boss control that they just weren't able to deal with. I think the big thing with Deadlock that a lot of teams are getting used to, and especially people in their public matches, is just how to end the game. Because a lot of times you can be far enough ahead where you don't realize that, you probably could just walk into their base and just kill a patron. It wouldn't matter. And that actually gives time. And this is what I call stalling. I mean, it's not what I call it, but it is just stalling, really.
You've coined that. That's
I've
yours.
coined
called
it.
it that.
I've coined it.
Oh,
It's
so
all
Yeah,
it's
right.
blank
serious.
phrases. Yeah. No, there you go. You own that one.
Blank phrases.
It's just you're just stalling the game out, which gives time for the enemy team to have comeback potential. And I think the comp that Jamside had as well. If Team Recrent maybe stalled that game out too long, they could have flipped it on its head and potentially won. So I'm glad that Recrent did end it when it happened.
Nice. And then Jack, I also wanted to talk to you about the outrageous movement that we've been seeing, by the way. These players are quick. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, well, I think that's one of the things that we're going to see more and more of. I'd imagine even sort of trickling down eventually into sort of a lot of your more sort of pub games you'll be seeing in Deadlock, because the movement options you have, it's something that we always talk about, right? Like every podcast we do, every kind of video, we're always just showing off like, oh, look, they've added some new movement. They're doing some more stuff with making that level of skill expression for getting around the map so much better. I think now, especially with the wall jumps, if you're able to nail that down in terms of the timing from a zip line into a wall jump for lane rotates, you saw it a couple of times where we caught the back end of it with the observer showing off the lash with some of his rotates. But the reason why they could be so quick is there was those instances where you used the wall jump for the quick repositions. We saw it again even with the Warden as well, where he was looking for the balcony. So basically there's a few places across the map where you've got smaller ledges, kind of signs, things sticking out like a balcony, an ornate sort of little design, something, right? As long as you can clip off of those and get the wall bounce, you could mantle on top of it, reset your stamina, and then climb the whole way up towards the top. So ever since wall jumping came in, that's opened up a whole nother level of the vertical side of movement. But base movement, especially you're seeing in this sort of tournament that you're getting from high level, like high MMR games, it's all about the sliding, because you want to maximize not only your move speed around the map in terms of the rotates, but you constantly have that free ammunition to work with as well. It's just free DPS, right? Like the longer you're sliding, as long as there's even a single bullet in the clip, you're fine. You can keep shooting. So you're seeing that thrown in intermittently to just elongate how much DPS output you can have at any given time and how quick you can roam. But you're on the money. Like the quality we're seeing of it here, obviously you'll know from watching these people's individual POVs when they're playing pugs, when they're grinding the game, having fun with it in Deadlock. But in a team environment like this as well, knowing when to maximize those movement capabilities that you have in a game like this, where it does have a lot of that old school sort of arena FPS style movement, it's super sick how drilled it is. You see it even with the aiming, like the tracing and stuff like that. It's all down to maximize sort of the downtime. You never want to leave yourself in a position where you're like, oh, I've wasted a few seconds here. Deadlock is like speed run the MOBA. You want it to be as perfect as possible for as long as possible.
Right. And I just want to remind everyone here that we are just waiting for the next game. So I apologize if this isn't the game yet, but we are just waiting for it. The same as you. We're giving you something in between, just talking about what's gone on so far. And the fact that Team Recrent has taken the first match. So we're going to get into the next one in a bit. But for now, I do want to talk about that. Do you remember the Rejuvenator? Why did I say that so weird? Do you remember the Rejuvenator play from Infernus during that last match, by the way?
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about that insane timing and what that strategy was, the combustion strategy?
Oh, concussive combustion. I mean, to be honest with you, it's what you really should be doing every time if you are taking Rejuvenator. Especially, I think Infernus is very good at it. Kelvin's very good at it. Ivy's very good at it as well. But I think that when you do have these type of things coming through, like the timing on Hard Decky, though, I don't know how he did it, but the concussive combustion went off just as it landed, right? Yeah. Just as you're able to punch it. So someone's been in the sandbox. Someone's been been entity creating Rejuvenators.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing, is it like even when you do it through Ent Create, though, it doesn't spawn in like that. It just spawns where you point. So he has literally been doing it that way. Because you can just turn on sandbox tools and just kill mid boss and do it that way to spawn it in. You can force it that way. But yeah, like again, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of the timing stuff reminds me a lot of like arena FPS in the sense where towards like Quake times, the internal timings that like top tier players would have are a huge element of it, because you need to know the distance between obviously the drop down the second you get the kill into mid boss. If that's a 7-second drop time, when to get the pop off in terms of the initial damage from combustion. Like it's really interesting the way you're going to see more of that as these timings sort of get figured out a lot more, because there's a lot of those instances throughout Deadlock where you have to be very precise with the timing.
Yes, you do have to be very precise with the timing, 100%, because it's very important. I think particularly for Rejuvenator, you need to have the parries on lock, and a lot of these strong teams will just go straight for a Rejuvenator still if they can. And I think Recrent just had it on lock that game.
Well, gamers, I'm gonna go ahead and take us into a break until the next game. We will be back. Why am I having so much trouble with that
We be
phrase?
be.
We will be
We be
back in just a little bit. I assume it's like the next 10-15 minutes. So stick around. We will be
We be back now.
We be.
If you dug around in the console. Now, Killing Blow is effectively just an execute. He does look a little bit like Axe, and yeah, he can execute if he wants to ask you a question. That question is, are you gonna die if you're below 25% HP? The answer, yes. Outside of his actual weaponry, his kit also has some great movement abilities. Even just his base overall gameplay feels really fun to work with. In the same vein that Viscous feels unique in how he's this gooey ball of terror, you've got Shiv, who feels like he's a well-oiled, sharp tool of destruction. His design's got so much personality to it, and it feels like there was a lot of love that went into creating Shiv. He's got such a cool style to him, very reminiscent of the rockabilly Japanese style, with a constant head bob and a sleek overall design. Go try out Shiv. Okay, enough glazing Shiv. Let's have a look at what else has changed in tonight's update, as there's actually been quite a substantial amount. Firstly, let's get under the hood of the map changes. Bounce pads. An unexpected addition makes its way to New York. New movement options have popped up all over the map. Some of them you'll see on screen now, providing far more options for quick rotates, new verticality, and different ways to take fights in previously unexplored regions of the map. You've got quick escapes from down towards the underground shops, and different ways to peek now in elevated positions. A really nice update. Following on from this, they've also tweaked the base. Again, nowhere near as drastically as what we'd seen in the past, but just providing you different avenues to get deeper down towards your walkers on the yellow and purple lanes, respectively. You've now got tunnels that you can roam through if you need to make a quick reposition, say if troopers are pushing your base, or if you're looking to flank round the back and make a play off the back of it. Flanking is actually a key word in tonight's update with all of the overall changes that have been made. There's so many new angles for you to fight from. New rooftops, new juke closets, new corridors, hell, new everything. It almost feels like the map has been given a V2 pass with just how much visually and gameplay wise has been updated. On screen now is the map of new rooftop locations that have been added inside of tonight's update. 4 brand new rooftops for you to fight from, and that's not even touching on the fact that there's new catwalks and connecting corridors scattered around the streets of New York. It feels like playing with height from range and with verticality was a big focus in tonight's update, alongside supporting movement. With Shiv's kit and the new bounce pads alongside the new roofs, it really feels like Valve want you to get aggressive and play with pace, something that Deadlock seems to have written into its DNA. They also overhauled the yellow fireman's building, making it feel more reminiscent to what we have over on the purple lane in terms of the church/cathedral, giving it an overall similar layout in terms of the openings that you can get in and out of, restricting opportunities of you being caught in the jungle with no options for outplay. Overall, a pretty nice change actually. AP refunding. People were using AP refunding to get their ability points back whilst being able to cast spells, use actives, and generally do things that weren't intended. Valve have resolved that now. But they didn't stop there. Valve also made it so there's no longer a spectate limit on games. They overhauled the shop with a brand new built-in system displaying all of your stats, lore about the character and weapon that you're playing as, shows off what items build into what other items, alongside giving even more power to the players in terms of community builds, suggesting what abilities to pick up, crosshair customization, magic carpets, other items alongside it as well. Valve went above and beyond in terms of the quality of the features they added and the support for the community. The Soul Urn finally gets an update from its old Neon Prime model with the ridiculous parachute to the new, crazy looking Celestial Rift, almost as if the urn's coming down from the beacon of some sort of spirit deity itself. Really nice overhaul on that one that fits the Deadlock vibe. Ricochet had a bug fix where the extra bullet was coming from the user's gun rather than the target, so now it really is ricocheting. Teleporting with the urn has finally been fixed as well, so that pesky bug allowing players to dip into the TP with the urn on their back and quickly peace out into another lane has finally been removed from the game. Arctic Beam at tier 3 has had a bug fix in which its range wasn't correctly calculating when it was supposed to have additional range added off the back of items. Also, for you Infernus mains, holding mouse 1 after flame dashing will now allow you to shoot without releasing and then pressing mouse 1 again. Seismic's Impact and Siphon for Abrams has also had better visuals added to the game in terms of visual clarity. Next up, let's listen to some of the audio changes that have come in tonight's update. We'll start here with Haze and Smoke Bomb.
Moving into position. Time to disappear.
Gun sounds have also changed in tonight's update, so have a listen. Rave's tracers were updated so that they should be more connected to the bullets than it previously looked like they were. Lady Geist has also had new improved visual effects added for her ultimate. Infernus has better performance off the back of some tweaks being made to his gun. Sleep Dagger for Haze was also tweaked with a different model and a new sound.
Sweet dreams. Bedtime for you.
Following on from that, we had language support for quite a few different languages inside of tonight's update, giving localization support for many different regions. Talking of regions, matchmaking for all regions will now start 1 hour earlier. That's more time to lock it in. When you want to lock it in, you can now set priority of preferred, your primary pick, and your general hero pick out of your free picks for heroes, giving you a little bit more choice and control in matchmaking. The teleporter also underwent some changes in tonight's update. You will not be stopped from teleporting when taking damage now. However, it will take 5 seconds to channel the teleport. You'll also have to be within 30 meters to deal damage to walkers, and those walkers have had their HP buffed by 15%. Base Guardian's HP has also gone up by 20%. And the Patron has a 30% damage buff when vulnerable, alongside a new multi-target attack similar to Torment Pulse. That is cool. And lastly, the Curiosity Shop has been given an alternative theme. Have a listen to it here. If you'd like to listen to the full song, it's available on the Dead Air channel and linked below in the description. But that's it for your patch notice.
We BB! We are
We BB
back.
indeed.
We BB. Okay, so we're back, chatting on the desk. Those videos are indeed from the Dead Air channel, focusing on patches from times past, Deadlock news from times gone. But yeah, they're all on there, so feel free if you liked any of those to go to our channel and watch some more. But for now, we are back with some more yapping.
We be back in business.
We BB.
We BB.
We be back in business right now.
if we BB is we'll be back, what is we are back?
We be back.
We be why
We
bye
BB.
bye.
While we back.
Wabba.
While we
We
back.
BB
Baba.
and wababa.
While we back.
It's me.
Yeah, we're back. We're back
Okay.
again. We are. So, here's the update, guys. The game's starting.
It is
now?
actually.
Okay.
We can show it off. We can show it off. We've got the picks and bans. We've got the picks and bans. Let's have a picks and bans. Mo and Krill is banned.
Mo and Krill band.
Mo and
and Krill
Krill,
banned.
more like move over, mole.
Ooh, bro. Okay, this is actually a really big one. Mikhail S. 763 games on Paradox. First ban. Makes sense.
Yeah, no paradox for you.
Oh, but the Dynamo.
Oh,
Yeah, of
okay.
course. You missed out on that one. Silly. Try to ban my Paradox, do you?
Welcome to the professor.
That's funny. Okay, so Mo and Krill out. Abrams in. We'll see what Mikhail S.'s team picks up next. So Mikhail S., one of the, if not the best player in the world, alongside his duo Q, Listic, playing on Mikhail S. Abrams and Shiv, oof, painful. But the Kelvin comes back into play. Insane character. Honestly,
God.
even not having the what's it called? I think just adding a couple more buffs to his ice beam, he does so much damage in the early game. It's sort of unreal,
right now,
even without any items. It's crazy. Viscous, Shiv, Abrams. That looks like a terrifying roster coming through from Team Sunset.
I think both of these are really scary, especially for a team, the KLS, 19-year-old kid, right?
Yeah.
Best in the game right now,
Yeah.
as far as we know.
He loves it. He loves
I
it.
am
You can
scared. Like, I want to see how they play with this lineup. This team comp looks scary.
see. It's mad.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
mad when you think about the fact that, like, this is what we were saying earlier, right? Like, the optics for the future for him, where, like, you're so young, you're 19, you're in a position where, like, his mechanics look unreal. Yeah, he's going to be living it up. It was super cool to cast this one. This is going to be fun.
It's a good
Yeah.
game. It's a good match.
I think the interesting one is the Lash ban seems weird considering that Vindicta gets dumpstered by Lash quite a lot, and Lash versus a Dino is really uncomfortable to play. Yeah, a curious one. Not a huge amount of combo with the Dynamo though, not a massive amount of AoE potential. I guess the Warden could ult into the Dynamo. Singularity. We've got Abrams, Shiv, Viscous, Pocket, and Furnace, and Yamato. Team Sunset's composition actually really good. Very nice front line. A lot of poke damage, a lot of bleed damage from the Shiv, Pocket, and Infernus. So debuff reducer galore all around. There's the Haze pick that comes through for Team KLS. There's that AoE that we wanted to see for Team KLS to double up with the Dynamo. This is two strong comps and two very strong teams. I would say Sunset, if they play their cards right, like their team generally does look better. The big thing for Team KLS right now is the Dynamo and the Kelvin. I think these are the two things that might be able to carry them through. Depends how the Dynamo's played though.
Right, so I'm going to go ahead and let you guys start talking about the game at the caster shop. So for everyone, please remember this is a restream of the original stream. We are not in charge of the bitrate or the quality of it. So what you get is what you get. Just please try to enjoy the cast. It's brought to you by our lovely Jacky and Blank. Go ahead and take it away, boys.
Thanks, Damp. We'll shuffle over here to the caster hot dog van, the Curiosity casting shop. Blank. Roll on up. It's like not Left 4 Dead, Resident Evil 4. What are you buying? Commentary? Because we got it on offer. So come on over.
It's half price of free. So,
Well, to be fair, what is half of zeros? It's just a bracket.
ooh, don't do that. A brat.
It'd be
You
a
know
bracket.
that's kind of a good combo. I like that.
Got
one.
you there.
That's
Got
a-
you there.
That's a
Yeah.
funny one.
At the
That's
end
a
of the
funny
day,
one.
it's 11:59.
What was that horrible joke you told me last night?
Oh, this is great, actually. No, it's not a joke. This is lore. For anyone who doesn't know this, data miners, Lamorite and the rest of them on the modding server last night, they discovered a hidden bit of lore about Seven. The reason why Seven was put in prison is because 789.
And that's why he's banned. He's banned again. He's put back in prison for his dastardly deeds.
There you go. That was my
Yeah.
Deadlock dad joke. I think that's good. I like that one. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
There you go. Enjoy that. Enjoy that. That would actually be hilarious though if it turned out they could work that in as a joke. Like that would buckle me. But I tell you what, Blank, we ain't got to give you dad jokes anymore unless they come in the form of puns based on the gameplay. Because that's where we're going, straight back into lane. Second semi-final of the day here for the Dead Air English coverage of the Aurora 1xBet $10,000 tournament in Deadlock.
We're on board right now with the boys from Sunset. Sunset on the pocket. Overall, a strong comp here for Team Sunset, playing into what I would say is more mechanically based players over on the side of Team KLS. Crazy kind of seeing all of Team KLS just shoot up to 300 souls in the first 2 seconds of the game, so they're hard pushing every lane right now. With Warden up front and personal. Mikhail S playing on the Vindictor. This is what everyone is here to see, I imagine. His Vindictor does have a bit of a wallop to it, though. Typically, you would see Mikhail S playing the Paradox and the Lash. So, again, this is a curious one. I'm actually interested to see how he plays on the Vindictor here.
No, this is both two really fun comps we've got on from either team. Obviously, very targeted bans. You know, we were highlighting that. You could see the reasoning behind a lot of the decisions that were made. But in terms of the pickups that you've got, there's room for some crazy maneuvers. Dynamo's going to be fun to watch as well. Our first series where we get some big Dynamo action. We'll see how much of a pain in the backside he can be if the Majestic Leap comes into play. Expect to see him flinging himself through the air and becoming the #1 Dyson Hoover cosplayer.
Yeah, I do enjoy that you actually do have the Dyson Hoover play, which is where you take the IV and you just Roomba the old Dynamo along the floor, but we won't be seeing any of that during this game. Right now, Soul lead is mainly on this Pocket and Shiv, and that makes sense, honestly. I think for Pocket and Shiv, two pretty difficult characters to deal with early. I think for Shiv, the only reason it didn't look so bad on that last game is because he's going up against a Mo and Krill, and typically Mo and Krill does very well against hard poke. Ooh, cheeky lane here. That's a good amount of damage. Already bought headshot booster, and it makes sense. Oh, dear. Oh, the parry!
Mate,
No,
the timing on it, dude. That is brutal. Oh, no. Ooh, hang on. Potential for some cheddar to be made on this one as well. Shiv. He wanted to get the additional poke off close towards the shop size. Kelvin did not like the taste of that steal. So he's got to back off, gives them time to go back to the Curiosity shop and get a quick buy-in.
Hello.
Brutal scenes, mate.
I do enjoy that from the Wraith. It's like not even a case of trying to aim the cards in. It's literally just throw them at the floor like some kind of Channing Tatum gambit.
Time to stack the deck.
He's making a name for himself for you. And that card trick, bro, it is so fun. Obviously, we talk about it all the time, right? From what her one used to be, back towards sort of June, May time, to what it became, so much better to play. And you can see the skill expressions with it, that's with it as well, especially with the tracing on some of these players. High tier Wraith, if you can get those nice flicks off with the cards, so damaging with the amount of chunk they can do on contact.
Yeah, I'm sort of surprised more than anything that the Abrams is kind of getting dusted this hard versus the Wraith. It's 2.5k right now to 1.7. So she's doing a fantastic job to keep him under pressure. And again, you sort of have to get an Abrams low early on, which is tough with his regeneration, but certainly possible. I think he just backed. Used the zipline boost to get back into lane because he knows that he does not want to be in that position too often. The Wraith is extremely low here. Might go down. Might just stay alive. Already, Mikhail S has picked himself up. The ultimate, the quick scope. Back to the days of the intervention.
Mum, get the camera. He's hitting him with it. Up close and personal. Headshots like a photographer. Mikhail S taking that one to the bank. So nice play off the instant ult there. Early ult economy's looking good as well in terms of the stack. Ooh, goodbye Leaf Up. Another hefty one being taken on the chin off the back of Listic, getting aggro on the Warden. And there's the singularity we were expecting. Dynamo straight in, causing issues. And you're just dogpiling on towards the lane. Shiv looking for the getaway. Telekinesis going to trap him in place. Ooh, just dips around the back. The card trick almost finishing him. He might just slip his way out.
Oh, it's kind of cool as well. Almost had it. Does he have burst, Mystic Burst yet? No. Curious stuff. Either way, he did leave lane, so Abrams going to get a bunch of damage on this one using the old trick on the stairs. Get basically infinite ammo on that side of things. Mikhail S already up to 4.7k souls. What is happening here? And Listic is just not having a good time here versus Leafa.
Scrappy game of Deadlock already in the first 6 minutes here, mate. This has been pretty nice to see, actually. You can see this one super neck and neck. It's a pretty stacked semi-final, to be honest with you, and the quality of competition we're getting out of these two. So making sure that pressure's on early and you never give it up. Oof, Dynamo taking a bit of a hit with the chip damage on the getaway. The Yamato making it slightly more uncomfortable. And you've got so much range as well in this lane with a backup with the Viscous. Just consistently getting the spit out on the damage. Okay, Les goes back in. Stake's going to be good to lock him in place. Ult pulled out. Snipe for the half HP damage. You're getting chunked, but you're still living.
Bro, he's playing Mystic Shot Vindictor. What's this? All right, I like it a lot. I'm curious if he's gonna play what I called that geeks build back when I played against it versus some dude who was just ruining all my games about 2 months ago on Vindictor. It's just full AP essentially, and you sort of just use the ultimate, the assassinate, more as a damage tool than a tool to finish players off. So well, maybe he builds into rapid recharge early on. I'm curious. I'm very curious. This could be an interesting game where he really does put the hurt on them. Dynamo up to 4.9k, still waiting on the singularity to come back. 180-second cooldown, so will take a while to return.
Knock up. Quick cube. Trust in the cube and you'll be fine. Although the dome, the superior shape, you can't beat the circle blank. Kelvin with the instant engage. You get the ice beam to cool them off, and that's uncomfortable.
My guy just dragged the snow globes across his head as he jumped over the top of Abrams. What? I like that one. That's great.
Oh, damn, dude. All right, this is sick, actually. This is a hell of an opening engagement off the back of these. Like, first 10 minutes of the laning phase. And it's given us a bit of everything. Bit of a highlight reel on this one.
I mean, this sort of was the game that everyone was waiting for. And was really excited to watch, with Michaelis making sort of his big debut here on a main stage tournament.
The online main stage, of course.
Yeah, on the online.
The biggest stage, the bedroom stage.
The bedroom stage.
He's got a little plinth. I've seen it. He put a little plinth in his room just for this game.
Oh, I mean, I hate Kelvins, bro. I hate them so much. But a good Kelvin can absolutely ruin any game for you. Really, really, really well done from the Kelvin so far. And you just don't need any items. You just need to upgrade that beam and it starts to really hurt. Ticks up to an 80% slow as well. So in terms of being able to chase with the ice path into ice beam, like, you can really allow the Dynamo, the Warden, the Haze to catch up and get in there with you. It is neck and neck right now, though, and Team Michaelis isn't getting too much further ahead of Team Sunset, who are technically 1k souls in front, and that will be going down. I hate these call themselves shush. That's unfair to me.
Well, that's what he's trying to do, mate. Silence the competition. Yeah, I know, dude. The damage output's crazy. Like, we were super hyped about some of the recent changes to the way that it could allow Vindictor to be super viable again. You're seeing it in play here.
Buy rapid
straight
recharge,
up to the sky, mate.
Please buy rapid recharge. No, improved burst. Improved burst early. Damn, I'm enjoying this. Maybe I go away and play some of this. Maybe I just steal Michaelis' build.
Let's push orange.
Ooh. Pocket trying to live on borrowed time for the reposition, at least. Taking a hefty chunk of damage. You've got to get out. 15% HP left on the fadeaway. So slight lead starting to form on the side of Team Sunset. 5k souls ahead. But the damage is looking good. Michaelis definitely warming up coming into this one. Swinging with some absolute strength behind those punches on the Vindictor plays. Getting a little bit of farm on the Haze as well. Slightly further behind. 6k souls. I'm going to start getting that jungle in once it comes into effect here.
I am curious on what the Dynamo's been able to build so far. I mean, most Dynamos will rush quite a few 500 items and then fully build into the Majestic Leap. So you can start ganking early. I think it is around about 7k when you can make that pickup come through. So he is in a potential position where he can cause some big problems for Team Sunset. KLS here just working with a headshot booster for that early game damage. Now just building into big bada boom with the shots. Oh no, we can hear the comms.
Yeah, it's Source TV, mate. It's the same as CS.
Oh,
if
there.
the comms go through in game, they'll come out on here. So
He's
keep it
like-
clean, everyone.
He's forgotten he's in TeamSpeak.
They don't even need it, mate. They don't need the TS. They got the in-game comms, and you got the gelatinous goop to keep you healed up. Singularity to catch him in place, though, off the back of the telekinesis as well. Abrams comes in with the seismic impact to put the pressure back on, and it's all kicking off, mate. Dome up as well. Power up on the getaway. Try catch him down for the quick fade. Burst damage to the back. Rafe is finished, and this one's left you in a horrible spot. 2 for 2 on the knocks.
Bro, Yonder, I wonder, was certainly wandering there. I don't think he even knew where he was at one point as soon as that dome came up. Right now, Listic still doing work. That should be a kill onto him if he can land the assassinate, which he does. I think he also now has the 5th point in it, which gives him an extra 600 souls for every single assassinate that kills the enemy. So I can only assume that we'll see Michaelis' soul count start to skyrocket now at this point.
Yeah, you're going to come alive and start to absolutely pop off. Always fun as well the second you get those Tesla bullets in play on Rafe. Infuser to work with as well, Withering Whip for the extra potential in terms of the burst off the back of the telekinesis. Just melt everyone. And this
Yeah,
is the
bro.
point, dude, when like as soon as you start to get Tesla bullets on Rafe like this, you just feel so strong.
Yeah, he's bought into Rapid Fire as well as Mystic Slow, though. It was one of the first items he picked up coming out from Suppressor. So slow on spirit damage as well as suppressed fire rate. Kind of curious. Rescue Beam on the Kelvin. It's going to keep him alive for a while. Leave. And we'll be able to keep himself safe for a little bit longer, but not before Picky gets taken down by the Shiv ultimate.
You've got the pack mentality starting to form as well over towards the orchard inner lane. Bit of a group up. Potential for the overwhelm up close towards the walker. So MKLS with a bit of backup from Listic on the Warden, looking to at least put pressure back on. Obviously, you've got to go a little bit deeper now. 32 meters to get the damage off towards the walker. Huge burst early, though. Half HP taken off from that. Attempting to save it's going to be rough, but the Kelvin goes in. You try to commit to it. Goo Cube round the corner. And Viscous with a roll away. Being chased down. Snipe's going to tag, but it's just chip damage.
Yeah, with that 70% and I think it's 60 and 70% bullet resist and spirit resist, not be able to go through, but 2 down means that we're going to punch the hell out of the mid-boss this early in the game. 13 minutes 53 on the start, already half dead. Just punching the ever-living mid-boss out of him. Good damage, but there is no goo ball, and that probably was what prompted them to take it as well, with the Kelvin Dome being in play, being able to use that, and the lift from the telekinesis onto hydration, and he's down. Ooh, feels like they're running away with it, Jacky.
Yeah, you're springboarding massively now. And like you say, it's heads up, right? You saw him burn the ultimate. You know it's going to be a while till it's back up in play. They go for the pickup onto the rejuve. You get the buff there and the help with the additional damage from the creep with HP they're going to have to play with. Infernus looking to make it uncomfortable, at least on the re-engage. If you can burn your way through as many of these respawns as possible, it'll make your life easier. Dynamo again with the ult. Traps him in position, but you are cleaning house, Blank. Effectively, for burning 2 of those respawns from the rejuve, you've got, what, 20 seconds of downtime on 4 staggered spawns? They can take this walker and then some.
Yeah, it's massive, and I mean, for the... We should be dead. Yeah, oh, the bleed doesn't get him. How? How has he survived there?
Divine intervention, mate. Divine intervention, I guess. Oh, you can see how brutal it is as well. Look at the push just from the Candle Troopers alone. Just with having that rejuve, right? That 50% increased health to work with. Your walkers are getting absolutely spanked.
Yeah, I mean, already one's really low, one's half HP, and one's just in a dire position. I think you're right with Divine Intervention, but it was just the Divine Barrier that actually keeps Michaelis alive there, which is sort of a cool option for going up against Infernuses where, you know, you're taking the ticks of damage, but you hit Divine Barrier and that Spirit Shield is going to let the bleed draw out, but it just goes straight through to your Spirit Shield. So very cool. Using the dome, in fact, to even secure the urn. So really nice moves coming through from Piggy, showing you exactly what you can get done on Kelvin and what creative ways you can use that Ice Dome to your advantage.
Yeah, the Piggy gameplay so far has been super cool to watch. You can really min-max the use from Kelvin. Get the quick jungle farm out as well. Fortunately for Piggy, getting away isn't going to be that easy. Catch him by the back of the tail. Finish off the Kelvin. Respawn back in though from the KLS. And Vindicta once again returns to walk the land. Puddle Punch going to make it uncomfortable. Oh, you're talking of being uncomfortable though. Viscous, mate. Straight into the goo cube to try and keep himself alive. Abrams looking for the punch, but the Wraith makes it awkward, calling for the backup, but the cavalry can't arrive in time.
Yeah, it's very difficult inside there. There is just 10 seconds left on the ult coming through from Dynamo. Might be able to drop it. They're all locked into a small cage here. Needs to wait for the ult to run out from Shadow Form, where she is unstoppable. Damage coming through. Tries to help him. Translocates out. That is so nice.
Boy, oh boy. Professor Dynamo found the solution to that one. Stays alive. 3 staggered spawns then. Shiv back up into 10-second intervals between both Yamato and Pocket till they're back in play. Because of how much damage was already established on the inner blue walker, that's finally gone. So you lose control of Broadway even further, letting them push deeper on this. Shiv has to go straight back in, wave clear the Candle Troopers, and at least fight back. That gives Warden time to get the free jungle off as well inside their portion of the map. Ooh, always scares me when it has a little freeze on the feed, but we're okay.
Yeah, knockdown picked up already and slowing Hex here for Abrams. So he's sort of right now the Vindicta counter. Knockdown in the air. Just depends what distance can Michaelis play at. And especially when playing, it feels like a little bit more into the spirit build of things. Using the Crow to do a bunch of damage and get the bleed on. It's likely not going to be close enough for that knockdown to have too much effect. And Abrams is going to have to get pretty deep before he's able to hit that knockdown. By which time that telekinesis is going through. Singularity might become a problem. It's a difficult one for the Abrams where he's going to have a lot of problems getting close enough for his kit to take effect.
The longer this goes on as well, there's more room, I feel like, at the minute for your Wraiths to come online so much, right? You just get so much free lockdown, dude. 22k souls, like that telekinesis sitting in the back pocket. Whew.
Yeah, and at some point, I actually do kind of enjoy the Wraith tier 5 where it knocks up or telekinesis hits all targets in a range because... Yeah. I'm curious to see if it actually comes out this game. There is a cool little tech you can do on Dynamo and Wraith where Dynamo will ult, and then just as the ult is coming to an end, you Wraith telekinesis because they're all in the same place, right? So you ult just before Dynamo's ult ends, then telekinesis hits, and you just got this stun lock that goes on for an obscene amount of time. So if they're not dead on the first singularity, the telekinesis should clean up. So we'll see if that does happen.
Ice Path going to get the extra rotate speed for the rest of the team then, so you can strike straight down, make the most out of this, group up, burn your way through that walker.
Raw-dogging it.
Dude, even without the wave of the Candle Troopers, you know how much extra DPS check you need for that, and they just melt it.
That's sort of wild. I give him that. One walker left on both sides, so that last flex slot just not quite got there yet. Should be coming through soon. Currently sat at 2 flex slots right now for both teams. Would like to open up that third one for a bit more of that team fight power. But again, at 23k souls and 24k, you're not quite ready for that third big item. You could pick yourself up at 1250, but you're likely just going to want to sell that later. And maybe earn pickup coming through for Team Mikhail S.
Throwing flask.
Ooh, a bit spooky there, but it's fine. Jungle's going to be taken down. Yeah, you can go over, grab the urn. It's going to be on the back of the Vindictor. Of course, just breeze along. Helped by the Kelvin as well with the ice path, so you get that increased movement speed. Makes the geometry easier as well for the rapid rotate from one side to the other. It's about 5 seconds on the urn run there, and they've been able to deposit it. Confirm all the souls. You've got a bit of a grouping. I mean, Pocket's nearby with Viscous, but running the risk of engaging on this, not going to be the best choice of action. So they'll get that for free. You get the loop back round. Ice Path finally crumbles.
Yeah.
Hell of a team fight being set up here, though, in terms of the posture.
I was about to say mid boss should be up soon, and it is right now. And already you're having players from Team Sunset just gather around it. They know that boys from Team KLS want to get onto it. Finding Word goes through and actually locks down Sunset. Hits the Enchanter Satchel just a bit early there. Ult comes through, the last stand from the Warden. He's just gonna tank it all, bro.
Boy, oh boy. Right then. Pocket and Yamato go the same way, and that's down in the dirt. Ooh, Shiv. Taking the cheeky peeks on the right-hand side, looking to at least get a bit of damage back off. Flank round the back with the Arctic Beam, though. Everyone's getting chunked from the Kelvin. You get the drop down, instant heal. Shiv taking the brunt of the damage on the chase. Dynamo's going to be able to execute back onto him. In the meantime, the Walker gets taken out by the Candle Troops. And now, finally, there's enough of a break in the fight for you to get control of mid-boss. Viscous, he's looking to harass at least. Timing on it's got to be perfect, mate. You get backstabbed, though.
Zergy pushes him out. Fair enough. It's reasonable. Come, Metal Skin and Leafa.
Leafa got
it. Steal from Sunset with a combustive concussion. That is upsetting business there for the boys over on MKLS. Luckily, they're able to take out 2 of the Rejuvenators straight away, and then 2 more will be gone with both Hydration and Leafa going down. But what a steal from him. Affliction goes out and doesn't tag anyone, unfortunately.
That's sick, dude. Hell of a steal there. The timing on it as well. Nice harass from Viscous, but it was all about Leafa. So Infernus's revenge. He's getting his own back for the early game. Now, you've got the Rejuve to work with. Mostly burnt across the team, though. Yamato going down means the respawn time is only there for Pocket. That's a hard confirm onto both Shiv and Abrams as well. So the response from the KLS's squad looking filthy right now. They are running their way through them. You get the combustion back in. The last-ditched attempt from the Infernus, but the light goes out, and it's only Viscous. He's just looking for the getaway, but the lane damage and the damage overall has been done. That Rejuvenator lasted for mere seconds. Only the 1 kill onto Hayes being the real meat and potatoes of it.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a very fantastic play coming through. Good dodge on the translocate on the team as well from Shush on Dynamo, which completely took them out of the combustive concussion, which might have caused big problems in the small space that they were actually in. But yeah, MKLS's team right now looking so much further ahead at 162k. So looking at 28k lead at the moment for Team MKLS. It's going to be difficult to come back from this one. And Zergy at 30k on the Wraith, like he is popping off. Has the 5th point now in telekinesis. So if they ever get themselves into a close quarters engagement, that telekinesis is going to be hitting more than 1. I'm just waiting for the big warp zone. I think this might be Refresher coming through from the Dynamo, if I'm not mistaken. If we go back over to him, come on, please. Please show me he's got Refresher.
Maybe. Any second there. God damn.
They've
We might
upset
get
me
to
doing
see.
that.
We might get to see. You never know. If
He went back to buy. I wanted to see that.
It's fine. Don't acknowledge it, and then maybe the observer will show it to us unintentionally. You know, you gotta will it, but don't say it out loud. You know what happens if you do. For now,
That's
though, you
true.
get the Haze POV, mate.
Just manifest it.
Unstoppable being picked up onto the Haze. You got the Ricochet as well, of course. It's going to give you that extra DPS output, and especially with how Haze's ultimate works, all of those items giving you so much more damage potential. Waiting for the respawn here for the 25-minute mark as well on the power-up. That's going to be the cast pickup.
Yeah, I mean, for Hayes right now, Ricochet, Unstoppable, very much teamfight build orientated with the Mystic slow. Like, it's painful. The Dome to keep the ball in place, and like you said, this Dome is better than the other. Goodbye. Good night. This should be game. I think they can end off the back of this. Like, they would just be able to keep pressuring. Ow. How is he not dead? He lived for an obscene amount of time, but they are nowhere near the base.
Boy, oh boy. Well, that's going to be goodbye to the shrines and potentially goodbye to the game here with just how much of a lead you've got at this point. Could be another 25-minute one in the bag. It's the first here in our second semi-final of the day. A best of 3 between these two teams. And Team MKLS proving there's a reason why he's statistically in such a good position in Deadlock right now. Oh,
No,
Leafa. The PM on it, dude.
I think he must
That's
have refresher.
brutal.
That's the only reason I can see him using ult in that situation. But I think with that, it might just be donezo anyway. They gave him the opening. They're going to get in off the back of that. Yeah, you know what? Superior duration, ethereal shift, superior cooldown, mystic vulnerability. I think it's escalating exposure is actually picked up here on the side of MKLS. He's fully built into the ult and crow build. One of the more enjoyable builds to play. So I'm very glad that MKLS is showing that off. I mean, he's having fun, bro. I enjoy that.
Yeah, he's doing it with style as well. We saw the early game snipes, like the way he's playing it. Really, this has been a huge game. You know, like we said, right, when we were looking at the bracket and kind of weighing it up in terms of the games we were going to get, this is one we were super excited for. And you can see that coming across in how it's played. A lot of early game fights, good movement, good skill expression from everyone as well. Again, this is what we were talking about, the quick rotates with Vindictors off the back of the ice path. That's like a 5-second earn run. That's crazy.
I really like that. I mean, gone are the days of using Kelvin pressing the ice path beforehand and running his way through. Now you just run a teammate through. And fair enough, you get more ability points over towards the Vindictor Jacky.
Oh, vicious Vindictor going in again. The reverberations being felt on this one. You might be able to slip down to the underground, but you're still being chased down. Dynamo with the knock up into the damage output. He's got support from Wraith as well. That's another one bite in the dust. Infernus and Yamato are all that remains. And this is basically them looking to set up for the final knockout blow. Leafa blowing up in their face literally with a combustion, but that's just delaying the inevitable. Flames go out, you're extinguished, Yamato's the only one left, nearly the full 40 seconds across the board in the respawns, 10 seconds between each, everyone's grouped close to the Patron as well. Good luck withstanding this one.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this should be the Patron finish after this second shrine. And likely because they are so far ahead at this point in time. Did he pick up the refresher? I don't know if he did, actually. Yes, he did. He did. 30 seconds on that one, so he should have another singularity soon. In about 25 seconds to try. Why they're backing off? They want a full proper team fight. They don't have the big singularity to finish them off, and this is why you ban Dynamo.
So much usability, so good for the engage, so good to save the team.
No chase, bro.
Oh, mate. You can run, but you can't hide from the KLS. Madman on the scope, hitting them with the hurty verties. Grouping up for the outside the base fight. Kelvin making it easy for the rotate back in. Abrams pent in towards the back line. Here comes Warden looking to cause the issues. You are trapped, mate. It's looking so uncomfortable now.
Poor hydration. Locked in base. And that should be GG. First game going over to Team MKLS versus Sunset.
God damn. All right, hell of a series. Hell of a series. We were expecting good things from this one, Blank. And that delivered. That certainly delivered. Let's head back over to the casting booth. We'll give you a quick recap on this one, set things up a little bit, and then take a break, because that was pretty damn exciting. Wow, dude. All right. It feels like that's the first full taste of the sort of games we were expecting to see from this event. I'm going to be honest with you, Blank.
Yeah, I genuinely think that was a very, very good game. And to be honest with you, Sunset weren't that bad. Like, you got to imagine how good some of these players are currently playing on Team KLS. Like, it was an insane lead towards the end, and Team KLS absolutely deserved to win. But that is a crazy team that they came up against. Like, the combination, everything like that. So very, very well done and coordinated. Their first mistake was banning Paradox and not banning Dynamo. Now, Paradox is a good character, and look, let's be honest, MKLS is a crazy Paradox, but he can play much better on other characters as well. He's not just locked to Paradox, and I think leaving Paradox in would have been the better play than just opening up the gateway for a Dynamo. But yeah, Listic definitely got himself back into the game later. Leafer, I would say, bullied him in lane, but it got to a point where he just got so strong, and alongside with the healing coming through from Kelvin and Dynamo, he was sort of unkillable at one point. And there was that one fight where I was like, is he about to 1v4 them on his own? So Listic definitely didn't fall behind until the end. So it was nice. It was a really good game. I definitely enjoyed that one.
No, that's dope. And again, as well, like fair play to Leafer, especially with the timing on the combustion into the steal towards mid boss. Like that's a highlight in itself. Obviously, for the grand scheme of things, though, Team KLS, so it just felt so drilled. The teamwork element that we've been discussing here as well, with the overall sort of vibe of like actual 6v6 deadlock in a skill ceiling environment like this, you're looking for those tiny, minute details. The setup with the 3 players on time for the second the power up spawn, maximizing the power ups. The rotates, 4-5 second earn runs with Kelvin building the path, the Medictor on the quick timing of it all. The synergies you need for the minor details, Blank. Everything's crisp. If you're nailing the little details, you can see why the big picture and the micro from them, it goes so far. You know what I mean? Really, really cool game. That's one where I think if you want to go back and watch the VOD and like analyze a lot of stuff that you could add to your own game, ton to learn in there. That's a gold mine of a game.
Yeah, because like I said, even the Kelvin Ice Path was really cool because back in the day, you would just Kelvin Ice Path yourself, pick up the urn, and then get going. But that means you have to sit around for a while, so the Ice Path doesn't actually make it all the way to the other side of the map. But that way, you can run the Ice Path to the other side without having to wait. Someone goes behind you, and if things get tough, you can always go for the lockdown on other players with either the dome or you hit the ice beam over towards them. These are all things that you can use to safeguard your teammate that's running behind you on the ice path that's been made. Yeah, honestly, super cool game. Hydration had some really big moments. I think he was playing very well on the Viscous, and he was definitely disruptive over towards McLS's team. And I think if he wasn't there, there would have been a lot more fights that were a lot more deadly for Team Sunset. If he wasn't there just creating space with either the goo ball, the cube, or the puddle punch. Yeah, very, very fun.
No, super dope. Super, super dope. Right, well, this was our second semi-final, of course, with the English restream of what's going down at the Aurora 1xBet $10,000 Deadlock Masters event. The first of hopefully many exciting Deadlock tournaments we're going to be checking out here at Dead Air. For myself and Blank, though, we'll be back in a few moments' time. We'll return to your screens before the next game's ready to go. BO3 banger. Is it going to be done in 2, or will we see a third game effect? Join us in a few moments for the answer to that one.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Aurora Deadlock Masters brought to you by 1xBet. My name is Damp and I'm joined by Jacky and Blank back on the desk after that amazing match.
It was.
It was good.
That was a long pause.
Well, it was like a game of chicken when you're online, where I'm like, maybe Blank will say something. Maybe I'll give him a minute. But no, it really was. Like, it was actually a sick game. I think that was probably, so far, that was the game of the event up to this point.
Yeah, I think that, that was a very, very fun match to watch. I think generally, like, Michaelis' team just had a really good chokehold towards the end of the game overall. I'm excited to see what else they can get done. I'm really excited mainly for the next comp pick and what they'll go for, because it really does feel like maybe a Dynamo ban needs to come out. Because yes, the Paradox might be running around the map and getting kills here and there, but Dynamo can sort of end an engagement, right? As opposed to Paradox can open up an engagement. And I think being able to end an engagement there and then carry on over towards the base is the big deal. So we'll see what Team Sunset ends up doing, because I think they had a good opportunity to try and open up something into that match, especially after there was some cool plays that came out from some of the players, but they just couldn't keep up with the boys over towards Team Michaelis.
Let's talk about some of the highlights from that game. Jacky, mine was the Rejuvenator steal. What was yours?
Oh, the Leafer play. Yeah, that was nice. Like,
That was
actually
pretty nice. That was
pretty
my
sick,
favorite
right?
highlight.
Straight in, stole it from one of their noses with hydration taking the attention from the top. I think that was super fun. Overall, I think it's just one where the team play that we saw on that game was super high in terms
Team
of like
play.
the movement, the way they were synergizing off one another. It was just one of those where there was a lot of cool moments in terms of the synergy from the setup from the players, the way you're playing off the timings, all about timings, right? Like power-ups coming up, you're already set with the 3 players on there for the spawn. It gave me ideas for things I want to test after the broadcast, which is always good. That's a good position to be in.
I think that for the test in terms of like the compositions and how you're playing around them, that's the main thing we were looking at, because even on Team Recruit versus Team Jam side, there was some cool comps that came out there, and it does feel like one of the main heroes that doesn't get banned all that often is the Kelvin pick, right? And the Kelvin is actually becoming fairly big deal in a lot of these matches. Whoever's able to pick that one up and get a lot done with it is generally pulling ahead. I think Team Jam side wasn't able to do too much of it though, because they didn't take advantage of Earn running. They didn't take advantage of the dome on mid boss. They just sort of had him on side. I think you have to use the full potential of his kit before you grab a lot of those big extra points that are going to send you further into these matches. I'm excited, bro. I'm excited to see more Kelvins. Maybe the Kelvin ban comes out. You never know.
There's a lot of characters that feel really strong right now. I've been hearing a lot of Kelvin is way too OP. Same thing with Geist. I think maybe we should make everyone OP. Is my
I think
unconscious-
that
kind of
is
what they're doing.
I think that is
know.
Deadlock
Yeah,
right now.
that's
Yeah.
Go
If we're
for
all
it.
OP, no one is
one's
OP.
OP.
Yeah, exactly.
So I like that direction. Like, that's pretty cool. Don't nerf him. Just, keep it up.
Just make everyone equally
Just
as
make
strong.
everyone OP.
You get stronger and stronger
Yeah.
every update. No
Every
nerfs,
game.
only buff. Only buff.
I mean,
That'd
you
be
say
fun.
that, and they killed Viscous last patch.
Yeah,
he's not
dude.
dead, but like his
I mean,
early
I'm
games.
sure they'll bring him back, to be
The
fair.
thing is, have you ever
Yeah.
punched Jelly?
Yeah, bro. Sometimes just in the dead of night, like 4 a.m., I just go
You
downstairs.
just go down to the kitchen.
I've
Is
just-
that like a euphemism? Or...
No. What the hell?
he has like
yeah, at
a
4
big
a.m. I just
plate of
punch my
jelly. A big
Yeah, it's got a
plate
big
of
plate of
jelly in the
jelly.
fridge.
I
That's
just got let's go.
terrible.
Goes nuts. Yeah.
And then
I've seen
it makes
it.
you feel
Poor
better.
jelly.
Yeah,
He
I'll
stands.
fall
He does
asleep.
this when we do events together. He brings jelly into the green room and he'll put it down. And whenever there's like a long tech pause, he just starts hitting the jelly and just going, "Ah!" And he just
Yeah,
keeps hitting
I just
it
go crazy.
over and over again. It's mad.
really-
I've never seen
it
anything
re-
like it.
It really calms me down. Really calms me down a lot, actually.
When next game? We don't know, but we are here to entertain you till it happens. And as soon as we get any sort of info, we will be sure to relay that to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a 2-0. What are you guys
I
thinking?
think so.
I think so.
Like, I'm
It's
gonna be
pretty
real
clear.
here. You look at it, and I think this side of the bracket's pretty stacked. And considering it would just be the grand final tomorrow, right? That the team of KLS would have to go head to head
Yeah.
in versus Recurrent. Then yeah, I kind of feel like this would be maybe the heaviest weighted side. And if it's a 2-0. Dude, unless Team Recurrent come out absolutely swinging, which we'll see in the eye test in that grand final, there's a pretty good chance right now we're seeing the number one for a reason.
And no shade to Team Sunset either, by the way.
No, like, you're putting up a
no,
sick
like they're
fight,
great.
yeah.
Okay, this is just a whole different league of Deadlock. I think we're seeing, but Team Sunset is still playing their hearts out. Bless them. But I do think it might be a quick 2-0.
That's so funny.
Pat them on the head.
Yeah,
Pat 'em
bless
on the head.
their little cotton
Bless them.
socks.
Oh, it's
Oh,
so
they're
mean.
trying, I tell you.
I
I
wanna
think
give
it
them
is just
recognition.
like, it's crazy because it almost, when you look at the bracket, you kind of think of the seeding where like it does feel like KLS and Sunset are probably a rank 1 and 2 teams for me in terms of like the weighting on the bracket. That's how I'm looking at it. That's how I'd think about it. I feel like,
Michaelis 1, Team Recurrent 2.
yeah,
So
and then
I think-
Sunset
I
Jam
think-
side.
Yeah, I'd probably put Sunset 3rd, Jamside 4th. If I was I was to seed this, but then that means that if we do get a Michaelis 2-0 here, I think that the grand finals is going to be a really pop-off game, and even the
it'd
third
be
place
close,
match
yeah.
would be really good because it's going to be the two teams that are 3rd and 4th playing against one another. So I think tomorrow's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be incredibly cool.
No question.
Yeah,
No matter what,
exactly.
this is where we get some tasty games.
I'm excited. I'm happy just to be here for this like tier 1 Deadlock. This is I love it. This is so
Tier
cool.
1 Deadlock. Wow, we've made it. We've made it.
T1. We're in,
That is
boys.
crazy.
I mean, apparently this is what's it called? Like A tier event.
Oh, the
so-
Liquipedia A
Yeah,
tier.
according to
This
Wikipedia.
is triple S tier, actually. Think about it.
It's like it's one of those, it's the little hidden bonus modes when you complete a fighting game. That's what you've unlocked here. That's what you've got.
Yeah.
With the
I
little
mean,
special characters.
I don't know how long it takes to set up the next match, but
It's hard to know.
it's taking a while. it's coming along.
It's okay. I'm having a good time.
I've had a
mean-
burger and a milkshake.
You've had food, have you?
Yeah, I've had a little eat.
All right. You've
Had a
had
little-
food.
Yeah, I've whacked the peri peri sauce on the burger. You know,
You
I've
gone for a
crazy.
there you go.
Nando's.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like an impromptu Nando's.
Jackie
you know?
has
That's kind of
opinions.
crazy. No, well, it's
Yeah.
not that. I mean, look, I can tell you this for a fact. I remember the last time that me and Blank went to a Nando's together, there was one very well placed, incredibly large, dark hair that was just in the middle of his chips.
Oh,
And it was so pointy and so long. It was sticking the
Just
whole way
straight
out.
up.
Yeah, it was like hard vert on that hair. And I remember you told the guy, you were like, look, I'm so sorry. There's a hair in my food. And he looked at you, and he looked at the hair, and he looked at you, and you went, as you can see, it's not mine,
It's not.
as I'm blonde. And he
I'm
looked at
blonde.
you, and he looked at the hair, and he went, yeah, I can see that, sorry.
I see that. Yeah, I owned him. I owned him because I dyed my hair. He got destroyed. He was like, I can't even blame it on him. He's not even perfectly placed his hair in there.
Minimum wage
Yeah.
worker destroyed
Yeah,
by facts and
Blankcast.
logic.
Blankcast takes down Nando's. Live report.
I like that the chat's asking how to enable shoes for Vindicta. Why would you want that? I mean, is that a thing you can do?
Yeah, just press F10 in game.
Yeah. Press Alt F4. That's how you enable shoes for Vindicta. I did actually see a funny fan art the other day of Vindicta, but with like big clown shoes on. Made me laugh a lot. It was really good. I kind of want to figure out if I can
We have
find
to get Lamorite on the blower, get him to mod it in. Dude,
big clown shoes on
you know
Vindicta.
what would be funny though? Actually, it would be better if it was just like Crocs. You imagine that'd be the worst. Vindicta running around in Crocs.
I think that would make it worse, actually.
That's what I mean.
think
That
that'd
would
be
be the
cool.
See
worst.
through the little holes.
I
Yeah.
get like a little cosmetic Crocs for my Vindicta.
Put the,
like-
would you wear your Vindicta Crocs in attack or defense mode?
Press 1 or 2. 1
I
for
would-
yes, 2 for no.
I would
you
buy some
wear
Vindicta Crocs.
Let us know.
Yeah,
Let us
okay,
know
let's
in the
do
chat.
that one.
Yeah,
Dead
let us
What
know
was
in
it
the chat.
again? 1 for yes, 2
One-
for no.
Yeah.
1 for yes, 2 for no.
Cool. So we've got
Oh
one
my gosh, everyone's about Crocs. Okay, we have a Croc market here. You know what?
Croc market.
We could sell
should make
this to
the
Crocs.
we should make
Dead
the
Crocs.
Vindicta Crocs.
I'll email
oh, my God,
Valve.
I love them.
I'll email Valve tonight. I'll write something
Yeah.
up.
We'll get Valve on the line. Can you model
I'm seeing a lot
Vindicta's
of
toes
them.
at the front
Hey.
of these Crocs?
Hey guys, I'm just wondering if you could make Crocs for Vindicta. Thanks.
Preferably
Signed.
sandal Crocs.
Signed the entire community. There you go.
Yeah, we'll get it done. Get it done. Just write an email to.
again.
It's
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
he
We'll
does
send it
reply.
off. We'll send it
Reply.
off. Yeah, we'll
does
send it
reply.
off. It'll be fine. We'll get it sent in.
Vindicta Tims. Damn.
Ooh.
I'd like them.
Hey,
Pair
yo.
of those.
You
There's
know
some
what?
like, blue Tims.
Bro, that would be kind of sick, you know? You get like the Doc Martens on, she'd just be stomping in lane.
East
Yeah.
side.
Crush those toes.
Guys,
Oh, it would be
Caster's
very New
start
York,
game.
to be fair. They should
Am
put
I
it.
right?
Yeah.
Caster's start game. What's going on?
Caster start game.
Jacky.
Jackie.
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 Jackie
Look,
Caster.
look,
Jackie.
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 Let's just
We're
all
getting
calm
Jackie.
down, all right?
Jackie,
Let's all
start
calm
game.
down. Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do.
Jackie.
Right, as
Jackie.
soon as people learn how to write the word Jackie, I'll start the game.
Okay, yeah,
All right,
everyone.
we'll do
First
it
of all,
that.
PSA for
Yeah.
everyone here.
We
It's
can't keep
Jackie
adding these extra
with
letters.
a Y. It's just Jack with a Y at the end. Not IE, not
No,
Jack
not
IE.
with E, not with E.
Jackie with a Y.
Not with an
No,
EI,
no, no.
not with an IE.
We've learned.
We're getting there.
We'll never make
That's
this
fine.
mistake
Both
again.
of those
We'll
are
make that.
acceptable. Both of those are acceptable. I'll take
now
both of those.
on-
No, not with the K, not with the E. There's too many E's in that one.
Jackie. I actually
From
kind of
now on,
like
I
it.
expect you to
I
know.
enjoy this
Yeah,
one. But like,
that
the-
one's
the,
a nice try, yeah.
the Jackie. Jackie.
Y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack 3.
Jack
Mhm.
3. I like
That was actually a pretty
Future
good
Jack.
PS2 game, not gonna
Jack
lie.
and Daxter.
Yeah.
I've got a real good.
Jackie.
You know, I've
No,
got an
the-
incredible screen grab of you on my screen right now.
It
by the
was
way, I'm
just
gonna
called
show you.
Jack 3. Because it was the
me see.
one where you're in like the future, I think, and you
So-
turned into like a werewolf boy.
I'm putting it in general in Dead Air. If anyone's in the Dead Air Discord,
If
which
you're
you
not
can
in the
join, by the way.
Discord, join the Discord.
Yeah.
Join the Discord. Come on, what are you doing?
Yeah,
What are you
wait.
doing?
Can we put the Discord in chat if that's cool?
Oh,
Everyone
look at me!
join
I
the
look so
Discord.
happy. Oh.
It's so funny.
Will
If
it be
you
a
want
while
to-
before the next? Hang on.
Wait. Let me.
Hang on,
Can
hang
I
on.
get an invite? Can I pull the
We
invite?
need an exclamation mark Discord.
Yeah,
Hold on,
all
I'll put
right,
it in
dude.
chat.
Wait,
Everyone
let me,
wants
let me do
everything
it.
from me, didn't they? Make all the channel
wait,
commands.
I'm
Jack.
doing it. I'm doing it.
Wait.
Yeah.
Chill
Guys,
out. Everyone
guys,
calm down.
do
There you go,
exclamation
there you
point
go.
Discord.
Just look, read.
What?
Use the
Look.
description. Read. Use your eyes,
Wow.
people. Read.
Look,
Come
the
on.
blank bots drop the Discord link every
Come
time
on,
you do
gamers.
exclamation point.
We need to
pinned it.
cultivate. Right. Here's the new rule. We need to cultivate an audience
What's
of deadheads that
happening?
understand how to read. All right, guys?
No.
We've got to start reading. There's not enough reading going on here. There's links below the stream. Use your little solo peepers. Have a scroll. Exactly. Jacky S.
Look, man, no one wants to do that. No one wants to do that. Actually, there is a lot of links down there.
Why not? Yeah, exactly.
There
There's
are
stuff
a lot.
there. There's a Reddit there. There's the
That's
Dead Air
really cool.
podcast on iTunes and Spotify. Yeah, it's all there. It's all there. You don't
It
need
is
links.
How
It's
is
like
Reed?
you ever seen what's it, the newer Mad Max movies, you know, with Immortan Joe, where he's like, don't let yourself become addicted to water. It's like that. Don't let yourself become
Yeah.
addicted to links. Have a little read and type. Change your life. It'll change your
Pop out
life.
a link.
But join the Discord.
Yeah,
It's good.
use that
It's a-
link.
it's a fun
That's a
place
good
to
link.
be.
Yeah.
Jackie?
Yeah, Jackie's gone. I don't know what's going on with
No,
Jack.
I think it's the
He's
Discord.
gone.
Or
Is it the Discord?
because you're all asking me to do so much random shit. Yeah, I think it's the Discord.
Oh!
Oh no.
I'm actually really tall. I'm actually really tall, guys. Okay. All right.
He's like 4'2" in real life.
I am not 4'2". I'm like
I could
at
vouch.
least 6'4".
At least.
Bro, you're like 4'2".
At le-
You're like 4'2".
Prove it, mate. I can't. It's not going to prove anything. I
Stand
stand
up
up on
right now.
stream. No, because
He's even.
if
He
I
has.
stand up,
yeah,
it'll not be a good angle for me.
Do you know? Like back in primary school in England, in the playtime, they would always give you those little cups with string that you put on your feet. and they were like really bad stilts, and you'd walk
What the
around
hell?
on them.
Oh, I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. Those
No.
were
Yeah.
but
We
dangerous.
use
Like little
those,
stilt
we use
cups.
those to listen to each
Yeah.
other. What are you doing putting them on your feet?
What do you
They're
mean?
like for listening through
No,
doors.
that's a different thing. You're thinking of
Are
something
you out of
different.
control? Were
He
you the
said
kid
that
that had a
we
bobby
listen
pin
in
and like
on
rammed
people.
it into a door lock and went, I'm lock picking, lads? And they're like, oh, blank needs to go to bed. He's lost his mind.
I would sometime put the glue on my hands and then like pick the glue
Oh,
off
you're
my
that
hands.
kid.
I was
Okay,
that
I
kid.
see.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
what
like,
are you
oh, this
doing,
is fun.
bro?
This is
That's
enjoyable. I like
mad.
this.
Yeah. Yeah. What are we
It's
waiting for? How about some info? Yeah, we're waiting.
waiting for info.
Yeah. So again, I'm gonna put a PSA out there. Everyone who's news joined, thank you so much for joining. By the way, we really
Bless.
appreciate you. Big love hearts. For
Yeah,
everyone.
hello.
But we are. Thank you. Picking glue off your hands is valid. I appreciate that. But we are waiting. We're just waiting because we're streaming the stream. So we actually don't know when the next game's going to start. I wish we did. I wish we had more information for you. We're just waiting for the next match to
Yeah.
start here. Okay.
Right,
It's-
but this is
it's-
a good time, you know?
Yeah,
It's classic
exactly.
dead air fill. Like, this is what we're good at. This
People
is the show.
wait for this weekly. You know.
Yeah.
There's a guy who he messaged in before. He drives to work and he listens to the podcast every time on the way back and forth to work in America. And obviously, as you know, those American roads, they're like
They're long.
years long. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could drive on an American road for 4 years.
Is that true? Or
Yeah.
This is why you're getting paid.
good?
I'm not getting paid.
None of us are
I'm-
getting paid.
I
Yeah.
know that
No,
we're doing
this
this,
This
for
is
you.
just
for fun.
This is just for fun. We just like
Yeah.
Deadlock. We're
I
literally
think
just
we actually-
rebroadcasting the stream.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about this, actually.
Oh, I listen to
So-
podcasts when I'm cooking food in my kitchen.
Oh,
Hey, there you go.
Oh,
that's
that's
so
so cute.
Thank you for that.
That's
But yeah,
so
let's actually
nice.
talk about this. We are very excited to continue doing Deadlock, and as the game continues
Yeah.
and more tournaments start to happen, we will be the face of it, hopefully, just like giving you all the facts and the lowdown, and we want to be in here early, just, you know, doing the most
We're going to
we
be
can.
around. We're always going to be around.
We're gonna
you
be
know,
around.
You
Get
got the
used to it.
videos on the channel. You got the patch updates. You got the podcast. You got a bit of everything. We're always going to be here. That's the intention, of course. You know, me and Blank on the mic. It'll be like if you know who who Tony Sloth is with the fire in the booth. That's me and Blank. Damp's the one with the extinguisher, making sure the studio doesn't catch fire as the host
It's
and the
true.
interviewer. We're going to be
Everything would
around.
go wrong.
We're going to be around.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just be doing stuff. Just stuff in the places. Only watch if Blank grows a beard and Jacky bleaches his hair. Could be possible.
But look forward to
Maybe-
that. I'm just
maybe-
excited.
Yeah.
I don't look good with a beard though. It grows in mysterious places on
I'd
my
be
face.
interested to see what that looks like, to be fair. I can't
Nah,
imagine.
it's
you
kind of
with a
just
beard.
grow. It's got like a chin strap and then a big mustache. It's not good.
Maybe
I
just
feel
the
I'm
mustache,
feeling maybe
even.
the mustache and the old.
You could
Oh,
do
what's
some
it
nice
called?
handlebars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
What is my
some cool
hairstyle?
hair.
What's that called? Mullet. Yeah, there we go.
Mullet.
I have the
Mullet,
mullet.
and handlebars.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Would that be
Yeah.
good?
You have like the undercut, don't you? It's like the whole.
No, bro. It's like I've got the hair back here and then the no hair here. It's the crazy mullet vibes. Yeah, I'm going for it big time.
Get more piercings for the ladies. Piercings are fun.
This is sorry. Carry
Sorry.
on. I
Are we not
apologize.
allowed to just chat? We're just chatting.
I'm
I mean, we're
sorry.
just waiting for info.
It's just a podcast now. It's the podcast until the
How dare
bracket's
you
ready.
cut me off, Blank?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This is-
I'm sorry.
this
so
is despicable.
not okay.
This is so unprofessional.
I just saw something that was good.
Yeah.
I saw something that was which CS players do you think would make the ultimate team for Deadlock? Jacky, I think that's a good question for you.
Yeah.
Bro, I
go
don't
for
know,
it.
dude, because I think it's very different. I think more likely what you're going to see is some of the younger Quake players, the newer Quake players like Zron, Wenger, people like that are all aim and all timing and brain, stuff like that, would transition super well to Deadlock. I think more players that rely on twitchy arena FPS aim and understanding of how to use abilities would do better. That's what I think. I think most CS players now, they thrive in Counter-Strike because it's the environment where a lot of Counter-Strike, it's preset angles in terms of the aiming and it's game sense in Counter-Strike specifically. Some players would transition over well. But in terms of the top tier talent, you're looking at players that excel in terms of their individual aim, their mechanics, and understand how to use other stuff like that. So you can already see that. Like some of the players that are coming over,
Right.
they're Apex players. They're players from Quake Champions, the younger guys like Wenger and stuff like that. That were super talented, but obviously like Quake was dead by the time they became damn good at the game. This is now a hub for them where that skill in gun skill and internal timings is super lucrative again. So I think there's gonna be more players like that that are gonna pop off, honestly.
Yeah, totally.
Interesting. Cool Cat 23, where are you getting this information from? Because if that's the case, that would
What
make
are they
sense why it's taken a while. There was some bug abuse in the first game.
What was the bug? Because I have a question. I saw.
Have a
Okay,
question.
it is. All right, dude.
Yeah.
I called this out.
Oh my God,
okay,
we
so I
talked
said this to
about
Dam. I
off
muted my
camera.
mic.
We thought, okay.
Right. Yeah, 100%, dude. I called this out. So here's what you do. I noticed if you have 3 players on top of a power-up, at the time the power-up spawns as well, it applies it to all 3 of you. So you get 1 power-up over all 3 people. If that's the
Oh.
timing on the
Yeah.
bridge, because I noticed
Ooh.
it and I was like, oh, dude, when it procs, it's an entity spawn and it gives it to all 3 of you. But that, for me, feels like a weird mechanic because it's never been publicly called out as a bug. I just haven't seen anyone do it in this environment. I've seen it in pugs, I just didn't know how it worked. But
No.
if that's the way you do it, then that makes sense because it will basically, in the way Deadlock works, like with Source Engine, right? It's going to spawn in that power up as an entity on the floor. If all 3 of you stand on top of each other, it just applies the entity to all 3 of you. So that's a game bug. That's a game bug. But if it's not in the rule book, we'll see. But that's I clocked that when we were casting, and I was going to say, yo, dude, you can get all 3 players with a power up on the spawn. But yeah, I kind of just thought that was.
I heard maybe 50% of that, but I
Yeah.
agree with everything you said.
I think your Discord threshold might be I don't know. I
Reaching
don't
the
know
dying limit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I still got the majority of it. I didn't spot it. But to be honest with you, if 3 players all get the gun power up, it's kind of a lot of
Yeah,
damage.
okay, so
sort of
basically-
unfair.
Not we were really confused by it.
Well,
Jacky
it
asked
was
me,
casting.
"Is
It
that
was
what just
casting
happened?"
that time.
And
But yes.
I guess it is. Like it's crazy that he already caught on to it before
Yeah.
I even realized. I'm
Yeah,
having trouble
curious.
hearing
Because I
Jack.
clocked that and I was like, huh.
Yeah, you go.
Jack, are you here? Because I hear you talking in the other room.
Yeah, I am. I'm talking.
There we go. Okay.
Oh, he's
hear you
back.
now.
Like I'm here. Yeah, I exist. They heard everything I've said.
I know they did.
No,
I was
yeah.
just struggling. Okay. Damn.
We're just having some audio technical
Right,
difficulties. Everything's
right.
fine,
Why do you
guys.
think I get another
Well, it's
It's all
probably
right.
my-
Let's no
Probably my
stress.
PC melting as I'm like producing the
It's chill.
stream, running all the shit.
Has it got
Display
like
the 17 cameras at 1080p, Jacky. Make sure they know about the bug, Jacky.
Where's my
Make sure
money,
they go
Jackie?
and sign up for
Yeah.
the Discord, Jacky.
Yeah, spell his name wrong, Jacky.
It's funny though. A little bit. This could be okay though. This could be okay.
It will be
We're all
okay.
good. We're all
We
good.
could go to a break if you guys
Yeah,
want.
if this is
the
an
game.
admin pause, then we should probably.
Yeah.
We've waffled. We'll come back in when game starts. How about that?
Stick
Alright.
around. We won't be too long, hopefully. And as soon as the game is live, we will be back. We be
We be
We be with the
We be
Aurora
back.
Deadlock Masters, brought to you by 1xBet. We be.
Hello, welcome back. We are back on screen with the Aurora Deadlock Masters with 1xBet. We're in the veto. We have 2 bans come through already. Whacked them in chat, but it's Kelvin, then Dynamo and Dynamo. That doesn't make sense. Stop that. Cease. Abrams, shenanigans.
They
Stop the
hate Dynamo
shenanigans.
so
They hate-
much they've banned him twice.
Kelvin banned twice, huh?
Nani? Hello?
Nani? Doesn't make any sense. We hate Kelvin, we hate Dynamo. Double time, double time.
They pieced out. They pieced out. They've got it off screen.
Oh, no. Stop it.
Mate, POV, you log into a game of Deadlock. Who do you hate? Dynamo and Kelvin. I want to ban them twice.
You won't be playing up this game or the next game. Okay?
That's
Well,
what happens, dude.
That's
That's what
unfortunate.
happens.
I'm
Hang on a
so
minute. You're telling me one power-up goes to
sorry.
3 people? Then I want 2 Dynamos.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to get a draft advantage. Double Dynamo on my team.
God, could you imagine?
Yeah, that would be horrendous.
Maximum suck.
4 Dysons, 1 room, 2 men. What you gonna do? Yeah, it's not
God.
good. Anyway,
Right, well, there you go. That was
moving
fun.
on. Yeah, so we're gonna wait for the draft to come back up on screen. We
They've
are
got to
at
fix
the,
it backstage, you know?
We're at the mercy. There is an ace player on the team, Mikhail S. It's Mikhail S. If you really wanted to know. This could be a Christian family stream. We just like to
don't
keep the
forget-
house clean.
You know, don't
okay?
forget to join the Dead Air Christian Minecraft server. It's creative only mode because survival mode isn't acceptable for all everyone. It's
For
not as
everyone.
approachable. Yeah, it's not as
I
approachable.
can't play survival mode. I get killed.
Dude,
permanently.
Dam's so good at survival mode Minecraft. Like, she just pops off.
Yeah, I don't
swear.
get it.
She'll
I
have
just
like
like to build the
you
big
know-
building.
Yeah, that's what I like too. I like putting the blocks down
Yeah.
and then other blocks on top of that for detail. That's me. Damp will be like, yeah, I've just built this creeper farm that will then allow me to farm the gunpowder to use my Electra to fly over to my cobblestone farm where I am currently building a villager mining colony. And I'm like, that's cool.
Well,
all right.
That's
Have you done that?
Excel spreadsheet mentality
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
Exactly. Redstone on the go. It's mad. It's mad.
Yeah, don't get redstone either.
No, I heard about a trailer for the Minecraft movie. Didn't click it. Is Jack Black in it? Is that
I
real?
think so. Yeah.
Is he
They
Steve?
They should have got fusions from Overwatch to do it, though. Really, my opinion.
That's
he would,
funny.
He would have been a great Minecraft
He is Steve. That's
Yeah.
wild, dude. I'm punching the blocks, and everyone's like, "Whoa,
Whoa!
dude!" You know that's gonna happen at some point. It's gonna be
Jason?
him, right? Getting blown up by a creeper, and he respawns and goes, "Whoa, that was a blast!" And
Bro,
everyone claps.
they got Jason Momoa in the same film.
Who's who? Who's he playing?
Who's he playing? Creeper.
He's Cal. It's me, Cal. Moo. Jason Moo Moo.
Jason
Oh, man. Didn't even think that's buckled me. The idea of Jason Moo Moo.
I like that most was just like, it's just some guy. He's just existing in the same
Just some
universe.
fella. Just some fella.
Oh, dear me. Anyway,
Oh, that's good.
Um,
That's good. This
guess
is how we
what?
fill time.
we should just start the game.
Please.
Please. Please.
Why you have to be mad? It's no game.
This is. I'm wondering the same thing, Anon. Is this happening or not? Like, where's my draft?
I don't know. Like, was the draft a bait? Was it a ruse? Do you
Please,
reckon?
Jackie, please start
Start the game.
Yeah, I think the draft was a ruse.
Yeah. You know what we should do? This has made me realize we should probably get like a mailbag email, like a contact email that's not like the usual email. One that is just where people can send in like letters or, you know, things related to stuff we
Real
talk
life
about.
letters.
Yeah, like they could tell us stuff, dude. Like a mailbag.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? I mean, they could send. Imagine, right? Like we talk about something on the stream or on the podcast, and then we get a letter. Like, can be an e-letter, email, if you will,
And they, I read that out, and I'm like, oh look, blank. We've got a letter here from Dave, and Dave's telling us that he's called his dog Dynamo. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that'd be good. I like that. Just have people call in though as well. That'd be good. Oh my god, draft! I didn't even realize on the screen. Kelvin and Dynamo banned once again. ABAMs on Team Sunset.
Where's the second Dynamo ban? Where is it? Where is it?
Dynamo. Lash for Team McKLS. Is Listic playing Lash or is McKLS playing Lash? That's the real question. Shit, I think McKLS is playing Lash because Listic does like play a little bit of Shiv. That would make sense to me. I don't know. It's so weird. So weird because I know. I don't know. This could go either way. Anyway, we'll see when we get in game. I'm curious. I named my dog Hydration. I bet you keep him very watered, don't you?
Walkies.
Walkies.
Walkies. Hydration. Walkies.
It's time to become a goo ball.
He's
next-
puddle punched. What?
Yeah.
That'd be a nightmare.
Alright, next two
imagine
bans.
that. Oh, they banned him again, ban! Double Dynamo ban!
Stop it.
Wee.
We'll be back with double Dynamo ban.
Oh, mate.
double
Home
Kelvin.
Alone, is he? Not anymore. Home Alone 2. Kelvin's lost in New York.
He's back again. Okay. Double Ice Dome. Double the suck.
Oh, man. What a veto. What does the double man mean?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Okay.
What do you mean?
You tell me.
They just hate him that much, man. That's send me
Anyway.
west. What does the double ban mean?
I think maybe they just agreed on the next. I don't even. This is sad because I don't know what the next ban is. Let me try and do some inference, and we can go from there.
Inference?
Yeah.
What, like digital interference?
I'm doing some digital interference.
Is there too many Mars?
I'm gonna infer of who they banned next.
All right, I've got the update. Yeah, Team McKLS accidentally had too many Mars bars near the computer when they did the veto, and it's
Right.
caused dynamo interference.
It's Dynamo interference. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't get it. Infernus banned maybe, and then what else would they have banned? Geist maybe as well.
Here you go. Hang on. Here you
That
go.
would make sense, Slayer.
No. I think someone's figured it out, dude. We didn't get the info, but I think someone's figured it out. I think because of the shenanigans with a free man, one power up, 50-50, buy one, get one free deal, they're saying that the way they built the picks and bans system, obviously they got 2 spots, but there was actually only 1 ban. But did both team only get 1 ban in the draft because of that? Is that real?
Or did Team Sunset get to do 2
Both
bans?
banned. So they banned Kelvin and Dynamo, and this is just what you get.
Yeah,
That would make
sense.
sense. That would make
sense. Stop it now. But yeah, so the decent comps all around. Sunset gets to take away Paradox. They remove Vindicta as well in the situation. Doesn't really matter because McKLS is just like Lash and Shiv. That works out for us. We'll take that. I think McKellar's got like 300 games on Lash. Listic's got about bajillion games on Shiv. So we will see. Shiv stick. Yes, exactly. I believe it is the case. Right. Let me just step back for a second. What we believe has happened is that due to last game, there was a bug exploit. We're not sure if it's a bug or not. It might get picked up by Valve in the future, but if 3 players all stand over the power upgrade at the same time, 3 players get the power up applied to them.
Yeah.
That's what Team McKLS was using.
In theory, I'll make a video on this tonight. Keep your eyes on the Twitter.
Yeah.
That's a did you know. But in theory, I would imagine there would be no cap on it at all. If you had the entire team standing there.
But I reckon that they had 3 players on the other side of the map as well taking the other power up.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it would be
Yeah.
based on what power up you want. But hey, ho, we're ready. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. But because of that, it would seem that Team Sunset has been given 2 bans, and on the other hand, Team McKLS didn't get to ban anything. So Dynamo and Kelvin were banned out after causing such a ruckus and a problem last game. I don't think that is. I don't think it's a draft advantage, though, right? Do you?
Not really. But then again, I suppose it's because it's a weird way of doing the veto and you're just trying to find some kind of solution because obviously you can't really DQ them from the game. Like, they still won the game because it is just a game mechanic. But it would have given you a slight edge in those moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, top and bottom of it is we're ready for the second map. Strap in for it. It should be a damn good series. We'll keep our eyes peeled. We clocked it during that game, but I was just hesitant to mention it because I was like, is that how that works? I saw the visual effect on 3 of them. Yeah, I saw the visual effect on 3 of them. I wasn't sure if that was the
double
case.
punch.
Oh, hello. The old
Oh,
puncheroo.
bro. Okay, that is cruel. I really like that. Sorry, Jacky, go on.
Okay, so they got the advantage by selecting all heroes at once first. Then both teams got 1-1 bans.
Okay.
So yeah, that would be an edge in that instance. Thank you
would
for the
be an
update,
edge.
homie. I appreciate that. Right, well, let's focus up on what we've got then. As we are live, we're into the laning phase.
Yeah.
We've clued you in on what's going on, and Vindicta has already had her teeth knocked out.
So that was actually a very interesting play because usually when you get the sleep dagger out, what you want to do in lane at least is you get the double punch. So that's typically why you get hazes laning together with someone else because you can very much easily take advantage of 2-charge punch onto the sleep dagger player because the CC lasts for a while.
They can try to run.
However, they played really odd, and I was like, where is the double punch? Why is it not coming out? Because they waited for the parry to come through from the teammate first, and they expected it coming, and then after that, they go for the double punch. Really well played, honestly, and very good mind games. So Team KLS already playing into the fact that they are going against a coordinated team. Man, it's so fun, like actually watching these players at the top of the game play versus one another. Because that's mind games, right? Usually you would go for the double punch anyway, but then you wait, you bait out the parry, and then you go for it because you know that they're good enough to go for it. But that lane is just over now. Like, they're so far ahead. 1.8k, 1.9k now on the Haze versus the Paradox is 1.5 and Vindicta with 1.2. Painful, bro. Painful.
You are pulling ahead so far in the early game already here. So even with the draft advantage, it feels like it hasn't really knocked you or made you uncomfortable. You know, KLS 2.2k there picked up on the Lash, 2.2k for Zergy over on the Haze as well. Piggy, we already saw how damn good he can be when he's been more of a supportive position. With a Kelvin, really good for setting up the team. On Ivy, that's your bread and butter. You can be the #1 support and definitely be a pain in the backside with some of the ways you can set up your team in these early lane fights as well. Just getting that extra chip damage out. And Viscous at least trying to make it uncomfortable with the puddle punches on angles. That's going to ricochet him closer towards your Guardian. You get a little bit of free damage from it if you angle it right. Nice angle on the card trick as well.
Yeah, bro, it's sort of nutty so far. Mo and Krill taking a lot of damage, and again, for this lane, Listic versus Mo and Krill, Shiv versus Mo and Krill, we've already seen this before today, and it's a difficult lane. The fact that Listic's actually winning it, he's playing close quarters as well as headshot boost, I like that a lot. And I mean, that is the difficulty when you play versus a Mo and Krill. Like, the hitbox on the head is actually quite large, right? So you can hit that one quite often.
Yeah, you got a bit more freedom in terms of getting the extra DPS off with the crits. Ooh, backstab from the Haze round the rib. Punch into the Abrams. Lash for the reposition as well. Oh, all right. Whiplash on Abrams there. He's not going to enjoy that one.
Dude, that... I am sorry to say this, but when you get a lead like that with Abrams on 1.6k where he really thrives in the early game, I don't want to say GG yet, but this is not looking good for Team Sunset. Bro's asleep again. He can't even farm. Oh, this is the Mikhail special as well. You know, Guardian down at 3 minutes. Haha, classic.
It's brutal. You're pulling so far ahead. 16k to 22k. Lane-wise, so much more freedom. Already forced into a position where you've just got to roam a lot more, play for the map control, and actually get yourself a bit of farm back in. Boy, oh boy.
Shiv at least dealing with the creep in the lane, take down the candle troopers, push that further back out. But you're going to be so paranoid with these backstabs early. I mean, this is a Haze that's being able to just cause problems in the first 5 minutes of the game with the way she's set up for 2 of those early elims.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, it's a case where for Lash Haze lane, such an intense amount of damage that can come through in a short amount of time, especially when the Lash can just line up, an easy slam, easy ground slam. There's another tower gone. They're just playing early game comp. They're gonna go around and take every single Guardian. And now Michaelis is going back to clear all the creep out. It's going to be free farm. No one wants to challenge him at this stage of the game. This is done. It has gone so badly for Team Sunset here. I mean, it's 7k differential, but it's 30 ability points to 22. That's 8 ability points ahead. Sort of nuts.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not only the items that you're going to have in terms of the extra soul lead, but just the sheer AP alone, making you just have so much more damage, so much more engage. Ooh, it's brutal, bro. For an opening 10 minutes, where we've not even hit that initial part of the laning phase yet, you're farming, absolutely farming on it. Paradox is going to run into problems once again as well, with the Shiv engaging off the back of it. Man, I mean, you force the Viscous back on the push-up at least, sure, but is there really much you can do? Stay alive going to be the best bet. Mo and Krill goes over for the rotate, but he's going to go down to the graveyard as he's dealt with by Pocket's punishment. Viscous on the getaway, pops the goo ball. The bullet resist was good, but it runs out, and you lose not only 2 of you, but the complete Orchard lane as well.
Yeah, so the cool thing when you're playing Haze against a Viscous is actually fixation stacks really hurt in the early game on Goo Ball, and you can kind of chip through a lot of that bullet resist early on. 7k on Michaelis, parry on the Guardian into the punch, delays it for a little while, gives you more advantage. I think that is actually the last Guardian already gone, so first flex slot already accrued. Team KLS at 39k to 27k, and this is the difficulty when you lose these lanes so quickly and so fast in the early game, is that so much presence and space is now opened up around the map. This should just be free earns going forward for Team KLS. Sort of insane.
It's free farm. You own the map at this point, right? You've got complete control of all the souls, all the rotates. You can push out lanes heavy, and you're just farming up free AP whilst making it uncomfortable. Isolating fights as well.
And not only that, is that the guys over on Michaelis, they can just go into your jungle now. They can steal all your jungle. Here's the Hazel coming through. Unfortunately, you have to come out of that goo ball eventually. Nice punch onto the goo ball as well. Sends him further back. But Michaelis does get taken down by Leafa. Not that it matters too much as we're already in that team fight stage. Needs to hit one more shiv on him, but doesn't matter. We'll be taken down by Heli from afar. Oh, what a game, bro. What a game. That might be a walker as well in yellow lane. I'm not even joking.
No, yeah, you can take the creep wave out off the back of this. You've still got 3 players in lane if you wanted to overextend on it. Paradox is wrapped back around, so they don't fully commit to it. You can still continue to roam, though. You get the Lash POV, Vindicta. Oh, unlucky. No backup on that one as Michaelis makes moves again on Lash. Oh, bro. Yeah, this is brutal. You can even see you're staggering the jungle camps as well with the timing. At most 1 or 2 of the actual jungle creep left alive, so you're even just ruining their farm and making it uncomfortable. And they've got the game in the palm of their hand right now.
Yeah, I mean, you take all the tier 2 camps as well, it just means that it's even harder for the guys to catch up. Not only that, is you have all of your own jungle to clear as well. And this is what I'm saying, this is the problem with losing all your Guardians this early. Go for the swap. I doubt it really matters that too much though. Shiv's very fast at getting around, looks to head down towards Subway. Zeno doesn't quite have enough ability points on Burrow just yet to be quick enough to catch him. Oh, bro, this is... Oh, he's back. Zergy, what are you doing? Oh, he doesn't do enough damage. He just does not do enough damage. And the rest of the squad's there.
Oh, nice flick up as well with the sleep dagger. Obviously back to dealing the damage on first contact now. It's not applied post-sleep, so you can use that for those quick executes if you need to burst the damage.
Catches that one with a vertical flick up on the zip line. More damage inflicted back over onto Wraith as well. And Sunset, it feels like it might be sundown. You're looking at some of these plays, mate, and Team MKLS is just running away with it. Every fight, you're being outplayed right now. Pretty brutal.
I mean, I just don't understand why you'd... Well, I get it. You want to pick up, you take away the Vindicta away from MKLS, but like Lash into Vindicta at this point, 11k to 6k, she's just free kill every time she's up. Slowing Hex over towards her, which likely already has been built over towards a team that plays with a Wraith, a Moen Krill, a Viscous. Oh, dude, this is a bad time for Sunset. I'm curious what the next step is, because they sort of have to fight for this urn. They need some kind of team fight. Scouting comes through from the airdrop. Ivy gets so much information. Piggy's already there. They're just forcing a team fight. Oh, they brought a boy in.
Oh, you're making it so uncomfortable as well. The Abrams just firing off the shots at the rapid movements. The Piggy just carrying Shiv around and waiting for the opportunity to engage.
Check this out, though. Like, this is not even the main intention of this fight. They've taken 2 walkers whilst they've fought this urn for like 5 minutes. Like, this is crazy behavior. Really good macro so far from Team MKLS. And with a lead like this, you know that they have to fight for this urn against you. They can't afford not to. So you just get so much off the back of it. That drops us to 68k to 55. But now the ability point lead is going to be even more tragic for Team Sunset. What a game from the guys over towards MKLS.
Yeah, you're just running away with it right now. Early game was crazy. You built yourself into such a luscious lead. Only 12 minutes on the clock as well with how dominant this has been. And you can just read it from the minimap with the amount of damage you've done in terms of the lane structure itself. You've broken your way through those walkers, giving yourself a complete opening all the way up towards Park Lane as well. You could push that out, just make it really rough for them. Only real response now is see if you can catch up on the soul lead. If you can actually withstand, buy yourself a bit of time. If they can get back into it off the back of the souls, maybe there's more of a chance for a springboard in. But at the same rate, you're going to be building and just taking control of these lanes more so from the KLS as well. It's looking a little bit cooked, dude. Might have to take this one out the oven.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. It's getting worse and worse. Stone form into that one. Piggy attempts to get combo, but man's so tanky at this point, it doesn't matter. And they hit him with the Panzer Strike afterwards too. Dear me. Heli will get stunned. Not likely to... Bro, you need to get out.
Oh. Vindicta goes full Marge Simpson.
Yeah, hair kept her in the air for a while. I don't know what she tied that to.
Oh, mate. Well, the all-out engagement continues, but it's Abrams and Paradox that both get thrown down to the ground on this one. Full 23-second respawns in play there. So you've got a large lead in the battle of attrition, and you've got a window of opportunity now to dogpile in, make the most of the rejuve, get the confirmation onto mid-boss. There's no room for the steal back. Moen Krill is on the edge. He's round towards the backside, looking for an opportunity for the drop down on it. Ult's on cooldown, goes for the burrow. You've been knocked back, Lash with the pull up as well. And Hayes is in to confirm it.
It's so sad. I think Hydration actually bumped him up into the air, by the way, with the puddle punch. Oh, no. That feels bad. You're just juggling your own Moen Krill. I think Sunset realizes this game is over. But this is a classic Listic MKLS game, where the game is finished within the first 7 minutes. This is just what, if every single one of your lane loses, it's incredibly hard to bring back from. I also enjoy the fact that Piggy is just flying around half the game.
Yeah, dude. Well, you know what they say, Blank. If pigs can fly, and he's proven it right now, as they are breezing their way towards a victory on this one. Oh, the knock off the zipline as well. Abrams, you can run, but I don't know if you can hide. Tucks himself back in, at least towards Patron on the base. They survive that one, but the team doesn't have the luxury.
Yeah, now we have all 4 walkers down, so 3 flex slots already found here for Team MKLS. What a wild game this one's been. And we're heading through Subway as well, which is fully open. Berserkies pick up all that juicy farm, gets himself 3k. Man, this is wild. This is wild. And I think it has been a case where literally the majority of the jungle has just not been available for Team Sunset this whole time. You can see Sunset himself's on 9k. Hasn't even broken double digits yet. 17k on the haze, breaking plus 1,000 souls per minute so far.
This has been absolutely ridiculous. Speed running a game of Deadlock right now. And with the rejuve buff in the back pocket, the extra health with the creep to play with as well, they can commit to try and take out some of those inner base guardians and make it uncomfortable on the push-up. Slip round the side towards York Lane as well for the Shiv. Meanwhile, Ivy even further pushing the soul lead for them up to 100k. Oh, bro. It's carnage how far ahead you are at this point in the game.
Yeah, it's almost a perfect game as well because they've only lost one Guardian so far on the side of Team KLS. And even that only happened because they were too busy taking down 2 walkers down on blue and purple lane. It's a tough game. It's a tough game for Team Sunset.
Tough game. I don't know if that sums it up, man. It's actually ridiculous with how far you've just steamrolled on this one.
Yeah.
Soul lead through the roof. They need more pockets to hold all these souls.
Yeah, and I mean, even Shiv taking down Basement, which is one of the highest soul count camps around the map. Taking that away from Team Sunset's really big. Lash just hit 21k souls. We're just, I think what right now is happening with the early lead on Rejuve, it might be a case that we wait for the next mid-boss to come through, contest with that. They might even bait mid-boss, get it to scream out when it hits 50%, drag the team from Team Sunset over, whilst Lash is waiting up towards topside mid. They go for the Lash ult, and the finish after that. I think that probably would be the play. They don't want to push anything too heavily right now. They know they've got such a massive soul lead that there's not really any reason to. All the jungles, majority of it's taken off the map so far. Just a couple Sinner sacrifices still available. Yeah, we're looking just to bait mid-boss.
Yeah, play it smart at this point. Obviously, this will be the 2-0 in the series for them as well, so there's no point over-egging it. Don't want to screw the pooch by accident. Play it smart, play it slow.
Yeah.
Position you were in as well.
I think mid-boss should be spawning around 2 minutes, I believe. It should be 19:30. Ballistic's already taken down Sunset. Goodness me.
Yep. The Majestic leak over the top for the pocket as well, off the back of the Ivy stun. Absolutely unload onto the moat. He's going to barely get out of there. Tick damage will slowly bring him down. Oh, well, Abrams, Rafe, they're not going to have the luxury of that one. And you might not even need the mid-boss bait blank straight in to clean the shrines and unload.
Yeah, they just found an opening and they have just fully cracked the can open now. This is probably going to be Patron goes down, and then, like I said, about a minute's time, you do get mid-boss coming up, so they don't have to fully commit to this one. They can just take down all the base guardians, all the lanes are pushing, and then it's really, really tough for them to even try and go for a attempt to come back over towards mid-boss here. What a depressing game here for Sunset.
That's been brutal. Absolutely brutal. Hell of a game, though, from Team KLS and how they played it. And now you're just doing your due diligence. Slow it down slightly, like you say. Look for the big finish. You've got control of the shrines as well, so the quick rotates with the express lanes now coming up as well. It's going to be so much easier with all of the map control being yours. Everyone else has to split push back out. Look to give some kind of buffer with the creep. Mo going for the farm. On full respawns, like 14 crates down there in the subway. The density's crazy, but it's not going to help you with this. I mean, 1-3-1 to an 83k soul lead. It's insanity, bud.
Yeah, I genuinely feel a little bit sorry for the guys over on Team Sunset because this is the type of game where you go up against a very, very good team. If you lose the amount of lanes you did early on, of course, they're going to snowball this game incredibly hard, take every advantage they can. All of your jungles gone at that point in time. No triple buff. Well done, Team KLS.
Just
I'm
the
proud
one.
of you. Just the one. Just take one. Everybody gets one. Everybody gets one.
2 of you get one. 2 for 1. It's a bog-off deal. Oh, mate. They are buying a free game at this point, it feels like. Lash with the reposition around the corner. MKLS finds his opportunity to go in, though. Nice movement to get himself up. Gets the triple grab onto the Death Slam. Launches him back. That's the follow-up from the team. Zander comes in on the haze and unloads the 50,000 bullets of pain. And you're really just running away with it now. Team fights galore. It's going to be 4 staggered respawns. 40 seconds on the clock blank. They should be down.
Oh, dear me. Just getting sprayed to death. He even goes for the parry and the disrespect on the weight on that. No need to go for mid-boss. Finish the game. That's the best of 3, Jacky. Oh, the hearts from Zeno, though. You got to respect that. That's cute.
Much love in the scene. But it's all MKLS on the server. The team takes it. Hell of a game. Hell of a game. Ridiculous soul lead. Wow, if the first game we saw here showed us off great game mechanics, this was just a education on how to dominate in lane. Let's head back over to the caster booth and then we'll go back to the desk, bud, because that was crazy. That is by far one of the most dominant games we've seen today. Really, really insane stuff there, Blank.
Yeah, I genuinely think that when you look at a match like that, it really was a case that MKLS was able to pick up Lash, which technically is his second most played hero. Listic gets to play the Shiv, who he knows like the back of his hand. And Piggy has been phenomenal on the Ivy the entire time. The rest of the squad was very solid on side as well. I very much enjoyed the Sleep Dagger plays that came through. But yeah, really, really nicely done. And that will be MKLS heading that through to the finals versus Team Recrent. And tomorrow, I believe we'll see Team Sunset versus Recrent as well, which will be another really good matchup. I think those two teams are more on an equal footing.
Damn, dude. That's actually ridiculous. Hell of a game on that one. Okay, let's go back to the desk. Let's get Damp involved and dissect this. And it's the end of the day today. That's the end of the day. We had the 2 best of 3s. Day 1, things were crazy different. We had server issues. Today, we've had banging games. Let's bring Damp back in and dissect that one a little bit. How you doing, Damp? It's the swift movement. I'm coming at you like Lash in lane. I don't give you any time.
Unlucky.
Ants almost just all over. I just can't. Very good game. Very, very good game. And I'm excited to see them tomorrow as well.
Are you muted, Damp? Oh,
I think it might have just taken a sec. Yeah, dude.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. My PC is scared. It's rendering a lot of things, but I think it's fine. It should be fine.
It's giving out.
It's not a dead air stream if the PC doesn't die.
Yeah.
Drop kick the PC. It'll be better.
No, you
But
just have to
don't-
get rid of the gremlins. That's all.
Sorry guys, don't go anywhere. And if you do go somewhere, make sure that you follow the Twitch channel first and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We will be here just talking some podcast for a little bit, just chatting. So don't go anywhere. There's more content to be had, even though the games are done.
Yes, games done for today. So MKLS wins versus Team Sunset, as well as Team Recrent winning over in their best of 3. Overall, really good games today. Very much enjoyable. We got through more than just a half a match as well.
Yeah.
So
Oh my gosh, I'm
big
just
up
happy.
big ups to the Aurora and 1xBet team to be able to sort that all out in just one day, because it has been it was a lot of technical issues. Yeah, it's a tough one. The VODs will be up later. We'll have them all over on YouTube. I think VODs are saved today on Twitch. I think we changed that from yesterday, so you can watch those back. And we will go ahead and highlight all of the games as well for you guys at home.
But
Yeah, no.
absolutely. Sorry, go for it, Jack.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, absolutely. I think it's a hell of a turnaround, right? Like, obviously, we're just kind of watching what's going down, what Aurora and 1xBet are bringing. But today we got to see why this event's happening, right? Like the quality of the games, the competition. Yeah, really, really fun to be a part of it.
I am really happy with the games today. I'm happy that things worked. It was really cool to be a part of it. And thank you again to Aurora and 1xBet for putting this all together. We are simply an English restream working with them to provide this for you. But they are the ones running the tournament, putting this all together. So thanks so much to them again for making this possible. But otherwise, I'm really excited for tomorrow. The games will be awesome, and I'm excited to see Mikhail S. just sweep.
I mean, maybe.
I'm
Like, if they're
scared.
playing the way they are, it's fun, right? As well, because at
Right.
least tomorrow we get we get not only the grand final, but you also get the third, fourth place decider matchup as well. So we're gonna get two different flavors of Deadlock. I imagine we'd start with third, fourth place decider, and then go into the grand final. I think it starts at the same time. It should again be 5 p.m. CEST, I'm pretty sure. But we'll double check. We'll find out from the organizers themselves where that's going to be going. But yeah, like that was a ridiculous game. That was... there's so much to digest from that in terms of small details of things that I think we've all learned from that game. Lot to look back on in the VOD on that one.
I would rewatch the VOD if I was the average player, just to see what I can soak up again.
Yeah, I think that there was a load of really cool little tidbits that came through there, even just the sleep dagger into the weight on the parry before the double punch comes through. I mean, we've been doing that a lot in our games. It's a really fun tactic that you can use.
Yeah.
I've never really doubled it up with Lash, though, before. I actually really enjoy the Lash on top of that. Even just sleep darting someone and then not hitting the grapple on the player who's been sleep darted, but on your teammate, and then you just get a free Lash ult off the back of that. So it's super fun, and there's so many cool things that we saw in those matches. Even how Kelvin was used. I'm sort of unexcited for my games tonight because I think they're going to be plagued with Kelvins going forward.
Okay.
We just defeated Tracklock, and people weren't just picking the highest win rate characters off there, but now you're going to have people picking off the characters that we saw Team KLS play. But that's okay. I'm happy with the way that the game's developing, and even when we did see bans coming through, teams were able to create really awesome comps that worked very well together. I'm just really pleased to be part of this and actually be able to watch some of the top players go
Yeah,
against one another, because I don't
tough.
think we've been able to see too much of that so far.
Yeah.
It's been cool. Like for what is technically day 2, but really day 1. It's been super sick to actually get like some really great quality of games out of it. Learn a whole load of new stuff, see some high tier plays as well. I think that's what we wanted. You know, you can see where the structure of why Deadlock is such a competitive game when you're playing it is in full view. But even to watch it, where, you know, it's super early, right? Like the game's not ready for any of this stuff. Everyone's just kind of going for it because that's how it is. But when it's had more time as well, feels like we're going to be in such a good spot with this game. Like, it's so fun already when it's more bare bones. When this stuff is one of the main focuses as well, the quality of stuff you're going to be seeing, I think, with plays and how the games is going to develop is going to be so fun to be a part of.
Right. And I even forget that this game, as well, is just not even suitable for broadcast per se yet. Like, it's in beta. And the art style is going to be finalized. The game is going to look so much more polished to watch. It's not even optimized for esports yet. And I think it will change drastically from what we know it to be now. They're just working on it on the back end, making sure like all those systems run smoothly. And then just bringing all of the cosmetic changes to the game. I'm excited for those. Like that's the last step, isn't it? So yeah.
Yeah, man.
The
I
game's
mean,
not
like,
finished.
hey, the game is not finished, but still pretty damn good, honestly.
Still pretty damn good.
Despite
True.
all that, so I think it's very interesting. Yeah, there's still a lot of stuff to be done with the game. I think we agree that the game may not be esports ready yet, but I'm sure it will be in the future. But even just being able to watch these types of games with
So
just the
much
one
fun.
player cam, it was very fun. It was really nice, and we actually were able to watch a lot and enjoy a lot from all that. So yeah, I'm very much interested to see what we get from tomorrow from Recrent versus Team KLS, because they sort of use very similar compositions in terms of just min-maxing out the late game or min-maxing the early game. And I think that's something we'll see into the future, where you'll have teams like almost throw a wrench into the cogs of the machine by switching up between going late game turtle squad and then moving into a much more fast-paced composition, which might catch an enemy team off guard. It's awesome seeing the meta develop.
No, it is. It really is. I think it's like it's going to be wild just seeing where Deadlock is as the days go on, right? Because already, even from when we started playing it back in June to where it is now, the game's changed so much, and it's always got something new. It's always got a little bit of newer flavor sprinkled in. Valve are just having fun with it, and I think we're going to see that keep going.
Sorry to cut you out. There was 1,000 people in the Discord.
Yeah.
Jacky. Like, there was 1,000 people, and now there's over 100K people in the game. So we existed in a time where Deadlock was like something so secret and small, and now it's like this huge thing, and I'm so excited to be along for the ride, because I know it's just gonna get even bigger and bigger, and it's so cool being like here for all of those stages. So
No, it's dope. It's really,
no,
really
it's epic.
I mean, even if it doesn't keep growing the way it is, but I do think it will. I wouldn't really care. I enjoy the game so much that I'll probably just stick around anyway.
It's my secret.
It's an awesome scene. Everyone's so nice. Everyone's so kind. Even everyone in chat today. I know a lot of you left already, but the people who are still here, we really appreciate you. So thank you for sticking with us during what has been a turbulent couple of days here at Dead Air, trying to do the restream here for Aurora. But, you know, we got through it. And we really appreciate you guys sticking around and making sure that you saw it through with us. But do return tomorrow, because we will have that grand finals and that third place matchup coming through as well.
And I think that's a great question. How was your 30th birthday, Blank?
Oh yeah, Blank. How does it feel to be
It was obviously
30?
Blank's 30th birthday yesterday.
It was Blank's 30th birthday.
It wasn't my 30th birthday.
Everyone say happy birthday, Blank.
I'm not
Happy belated birthday, Blank. It's his 30th
Should
birthday.
we change the ticker to say happy birthday?
It's his 30th birthday again.
Again.
All over again. Yeah, 30 every
A
day.
second
It's his
time.
birthday week. He keeps it going. He
I'm
keeps it going.
27.
Blank has
Happy
aged.
birthday, Blank. Happy birthday.
27. I'm
Yay.
27. Stop it.
Oh, man.
All right, that's it. That's me gone.
Save
Yeah,
it for
That's me then.
for the Wikipedia page.
Well, good job, everyone. Great job all round. Good
Great
work
day.
good job all round to everyone in chat as well that's been hanging out today on YouTube and Twitch. All the deadheads, all the people that just stopped by to check out Deadlock as well and see what like tournaments like this are looking like. Been really cool. I think it's as much as things are touch and go. It's been nice today that we've just been able to just enjoy the games that
Yeah.
Aurora and 1xBet are putting on.
I was pleasantly surprised. It was really nice. And the games were amazing. So it was worth it. And
Yeah, they delivered.
best of threes, amazing as well. So
It's nice as well because you can see like BO3s, they don't feel long in Deadlock. Even if you've got all three maps, like with games like this, you can get some really nice games out of it where there's a contrast in terms of like how long they take and stuff like that. So yeah, it feels like Deadlock's in a really nice place in terms of how fast or slow games can be on either end of the spectrum in this quarter format.
for sure.
Yeah, kind of crazy, but super enjoyable either way. And again, I think that tomorrow is going to be the one that really pops off, really does pop off.
Yeah.
But I'll be going with the VOD tonight. I'll be doing some searching.
Well, yeah, we'll do some
searching.
research. We'll do some research. We'll get the prep in. We'll come back fresh with all the knowledge. But yeah, I think that's kind of everything for today. We can.
But there is a big announcement tomorrow.
There is. We've got some stuff in the works. We've got some ideas.
I forgot to say, but now the people who are here, only you know. This is our secret, okay? You have to keep it secret till tomorrow. But we have a huge, huge announcement tomorrow. It's gonna be awesome. You'll love it, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. It's something we've been working on for a long time, so we finally get to tell you guys what it is, and I'm super excited. So stick around till tomorrow and come back because it'll be really, really cool.
Yeah, more Deadlock, more excitement,
yapping.
more announcements, all sorts of stuff. All the things that we do here at Dead Air will continue. It's like the end of an Avengers movie. We will return again.
Forever.
Yeah, we'll be
They'll
back.
never stop.
No.
You can't kill Marvel. You can't kill Dead Air.
Can't get rid of dead air. We're always hanging around. Even because that's the thing about dead air. If you turn everything off, it's still there.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. It's been a good day. I think that's it.
Are you ready to wrap up?
Yeah, I think we're done. I
Okay.
think that's it for the day. We're back tomorrow. There's more
Yeah,
to be
you're
done.
right.
More to
I might
be
as
said.
well. Blank,
Yeah.
anything you want to say last time to the people?
I've said it all. I've done it all. I've done all the production here today as well. It's been
Oh,
crazy.
stop
Stop
it.
Blink, this whole time.
God's sake.
But no, thank you so much for watching. A big thank you to Jacky for being on the production deck and getting through all this whilst casting at the same time, by the way, believe it or not. But yeah, it's been a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you all so much for joining us on the Aurora Deadlock Masters, brought to you by 1xBet. This has been Damp, Jacky, and Blank from Dead Air, bringing you the English coverage. We BB.
We be.
We BB.